that I'm back in my bag now. So I need that go, y'all. Got hits when they throwin' the fastball. Just too quick for it, peeling off like the whip orange. Seen they effort, this piss poor. I got too much I gotta tend to. Car payments and the rent due. Told y'all that I'm 6 foot, but with the money stabbing, I'm 10-2. Too much that I've been through, so I put it all in that rear view. Clean money in a black whip, got old problems with the friends new. Yeah, I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. Yeah, I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, told him I'ma hit it out the stands. I deserve it. I'm in the big leagues, told him don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Told him that I gotta go, dawg. I'm riding the road, y'all. I think that I'm back in my bag now. So I need that go, y'all. Got hits when they throwin' the fastball. Just too quick for it, peeling off like the whip orange. Seen they effort, this piss poor. I got too much I gotta tend to. Car payments and the rent due. Told y'all that I'm 6 foot, but with the money stabbing, I'm 10-2. Too much that I've been through, so I put it all in that rear view. Clean money in a black whip, got old problems with the friends new. Yeah, I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. Yeah, I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, told him I'ma hit it out the stands. I deserve another 100 bands, I deserve another 100 fans. Told them this was always in the plans. I just did it cause they said I can. Blowing euros when I'm down in France. Labels asking how I build a brand. Told them put a check up in my hands. Boy got time, no cap. Made a few checks, but they all in the raps. Had a few friends, but they suck in the past. I don't even trip when I'm thinking about that. Hopped in the whip and we all in black. Shawty wanna ride to the hop in the back. 0 to 100, seen a rap on the dash. They ain't catching up, dog, I'm moving too fast. I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his. I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Told him that I gotta go, dawg. I'm riding the road, y'all. I think that I'm back in my bag now. So I need that go, y'all. Got hits when they throwin' the fastball. Just too quick for it, peeling off like the whip orange. Seen they effort, this piss poor. I got too much I gotta tend to. Car payments and the rent due. Told y'all that I'm 6 foot, but with the money stabbing, I'm 10-2. Too much that I've been through, so I put it all in that rear view. Clean money in a black whip, got old problems with the friends new. Yeah, I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. Yeah, I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, told him I'ma hit it out the stands. I deserve another 100 bands, I deserve another 100 fans. Told them this was always in the plans. I just did it cause they said I can. Blowing euros when I'm down in France. Labels asking how I build a brand. Told them put a check up in my hands. Boy got time, no cap. Made a few checks, but they all in the raps. Had a few friends, but they suck in the past. I don't even trip when I'm thinking about that. Hopped in the whip and we all in black. Shawty wanna ride to the hop in the back. 0 to 100, seen a rap on the dash. They ain't catching up, dog, I'm moving too fast. I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his. I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Told him that I gotta go, dawg. I'm riding the road, y'all. I think that I'm back in my bag now. So I need that go, y'all. Got hits when they throwin' the fastball. Just too quick for it, peeling off like the whip orange. Seen they effort, this piss poor. I got too much I gotta tend to. Car payments and the rent due. Told y'all that I'm 6 foot, but with the money stabbing, I'm 10-2. Too much that I've been through, so I put it all in that rear view. Clean money in a black whip, got old problems with the friends new. Yeah, I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. Yeah, I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, I told him I'ma hit it out the stands. I deserve another 100 bands. I deserve another 100 fans. Told them this was always in the plans. I just did it cause they said I can. Blowing euros when I'm down in France. Labels asking how I build a brand. Told them put a check up in my hands. Still got time, no cap. Made a few checks, but they all in the raps. Had a few friends, but they suck in the past. I don't even trip when I'm thinking about that. Hopped in the whip and we all in black. Shawty wanna ride till the hop in the back. 0 to 100, seen a rap on the dash. They ain't catching up, dog, I'm moving too fast. I'm in the big leagues. Told them don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making hits. I'm in the big leagues, told them don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his.
Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome to our real estate investing education for you. My name's Grant Cardone. If you don't know who I am, I know there's a whole bunch of people that are joining us today from around the world that we sent out an ad. You saw the ad about creating wealth investing in real estate. This is a very, very important time around the world for you to figure this real estate game out. And I believe this is the biggest single opportunity of the last at least 50 years for you to possibly get your last chance to invest in real estate and literally become a millionaire in the process. I've been buying real estate since I was 28 years old. I bought my first deals, got really serious about it when I was 31. That was 33 years ago. And I have accumulated $5 billion worth of real estate. And I'm gonna tell you right now, there are only a handful of people, or companies, syndicators, and major corporations doing what I do, the way I do it. And what I'm going to share with you today is tremendous information on what you should be looking for, how to price it, how to buy it, how to start with no money, how to do it with no debt. I've done all that. And I am the only person, okay, not only am I in a very small group of people that do what I do, 12,000 apartments, a bunch of retail, a bunch of opportunities, tremendous amount of land, millions of square feet, acres of land that we own today that is supported by income producing properties. I am the only person of that small group of people that take the time to share that information with people I don't even know, not to mention it's for free. So $5 billion worth of real estate. I own 57 properties today. I don't know how many million square feet it is, 12,000 times 1,000, whatever that is, 12 million square feet of apartments. If you take the math, do the math, 12,400 times, our average rent's about $19.50 across the board, times 12. Last year we did almost $300 million worth of gross revenue, including our other income. $300 million of gross income. Now, just so you understand who I am, if you don't know who I am, never heard of me before, I grew up with nothing. Raised by a single mother. I lost my dad when I was 10 years old. My dad loved real estate. It's probably why I love real estate. He used to shop on the weekends. Crazy. He was a stockbroker during the week, and on the weekends he would grab the family, all 5 of us, put us in the back seat of the car, and we would go drive homes and look at real estate. And I didn't know what we were doing. I was smashed in between my 2 brothers and my 2 sisters, but somehow, because of what my dad did with me on the weekends, I caught this bug called real estate. I'm not a stock market investor. I've never been able to figure it out. It was too complicated for me. I don't trust Wall Street. I never have. Don't know that I ever will. I see people's stocks go up and down. Netflix is down 71% right now. Facebook is down 61% right now. Companies that I watched a company called EXP go from $75 to $11. I'm like, people are getting destroyed in the stock market. I'm not a crypto person. I do own some Bitcoin, but I've watched people lose 70%, go for $69,000 down to $18,000, $19,000, and they're worried about it going down to 12 or 13 and maybe 8,000. I've seen people bet on Dogecoin and Luna, and lose everything. And I don't want to be that guy. Okay, I have a wife, a beautiful wife, 2 beautiful kids, and real estate, of all the businesses that I own, and I own a bunch of businesses, real estate is the easiest business. It is the least amount of time and energy for me. It requires the least heartache for me. and it has made me the most money, okay? Just so you understand, I do real estate in my part-time. And I started doing real estate as a part-time guy years ago. In fact, I was 28 years old, 29 years old. I was a salesman in a car dealership. I was selling automobiles. Johnny, I'm trying to open this first screen.
Right over here.
Okay. Oh, you see it there then. They see it? Okay. And I don't know if I could see that here, Johnny. That would be helpful. Because right now I'm looking, if you guys don't know what I'm looking into this big audience of 12,400 people. And I'm like, man, that's a lot of people right there. We do this big conference every year called the 10X Growth Conference where there's 12, 15,000 people in it. That's the image I'm looking at right now. We did Mandalay Bay, and we help companies. My main business is helping Fortune 500 companies, Fortune 1000 companies, and entrepreneurs from around the world scale and grow their businesses. Real estate is a side hustle for me, okay? It's a side hustle. It started as a side hustle with $3,000. True story. I bought a $78,000 property with $3,000. 21 days later, bought another property. The second property was with no money. It was $120,000. And in a period of 1 month, okay, I had been a professional salesperson at this point for 3 years. From 25 to 28. I did not like sales, but it was the only thing I could do. It was the only job I could get and keep. And it was the only place at that time there was 25% unemployment where I could actually make any money. And when I had a little money, I had $3,000. I'm like, what can I do with it? And a guy showed me this piece of real estate in Bel Air, Texas. It was $78,000. I did the math on it. I was getting $2,400 in positive cash flow a year. I put $3,000 down, financed $75,000. I didn't know how to do any of this, by the way. I don't know what my credit score was. I don't even know if we did credit scores back then. It was just like, do you pay your bills? I don't think there was a scoring system. I had no clue how to get a loan. I had never even borrowed money for a car because I was in a car dealership and they gave me a car. I was making about at that time probably $50,000 or $60,000 a year. I had this extra money. I threw it into this deal, not knowing what I was doing. And I was making $200 a month positive cash flow times 12. I think that's $2,400. My $3,000, check this out, my $3,000, I thought this was a good deal. This is how stupid I was. I knew nothing about real estate except it was real. And I liked the fact that I could see it. I could put a tenant in it. So I bought it for $3,000. I got this loan for $75,000, okay? It cash flowed $2,400. I was so excited. I don't know how many of you might be like this. You have a victory, and the next thing I know, I'm going to do another deal. The next deal, I figured out how to do with no money. I did this deal with no money. It was $120,000. It was about 6 blocks from this other property, okay? This deal would make me $32,000 with no money. This deal made me $3,000 plus the $2,400, okay? So I made about $5,400 on this deal. By the way, the first deal that I did, it didn't change my life. But it did change my attitude, okay? It changed my, like, okay, I know now what I can start doing with money. Because the problem with money, for those of you taking notes, this is gonna be about 90 minutes today, okay? I'm gonna spend about 85 minutes with you, and I'm just gonna tell you the difficulties I had with this and how I didn't know what I was doing. And had I known what I was doing, by the way, how many of you'd like to pick up $3,000 extra on your first deal? Buy a deal with $3,000, and 100% on your return. That's 100% return. This return right here is called an infinite return. I'm going to show you how to get this, how I've done this 40 times. How to get infinite returns, meaning no money in the deal and infinite cash flow. Okay, infinite cash flow and appreciation and tax write-offs. I'll go over all that today. I can't teach you everything I know today, but I can start showing you the game you should be playing. For you guys out there that are wholesaling and flipping, or looking at single family homes. These 2 homes that I bought today, I would not be doing this today in what we're about to go through. We're getting ready to go through a 12 or 15 month correction in real estate. These correction periods that we're going through right now, presently going through, create opportunities for you and your family to create tremendous wealth, okay? These first 2 deals, while they may look good to you, okay, like would it be worth you investing some time and energy to learn how to do that? to pick up an extra $32,000, $35,000 this year? Most people would say yes. All these two deals did for me, and I'm going to show you the deals. I'll give you the addresses. You can go on YouTube and check it out, or you can go on Google and say, did Grant Cardone buy 1117 Sheffield back in that date? Did Grant Cardone buy, what was the address of that Brayburn property? 5422 Brayburn. Mm-hmm. See, I can even tell you the address. Just go look, Grant Cardone at 5422 Brayburn. Or did Grant Cardone buy, I'll just give you the whole list. I'll give you the address. I'm going to give you a pro forma. I'm going to show you how to underwrite deals, get deals done, how to price them, how to make sure they make you money. Because the crazy thing about real estate, when I bought these first two deals, I'm like, this is the first time I ever made money outside of me busting my ass. In fact, these two deals made me 50% of my entire salary for 1 year. And when that happened for me, it changed my entire attitude about life, not just work. I'm like, man, I'm going to work now selling cars thinking I'm not selling a car to pick up $200 commission. I'm not going to work to get my salary or pay. I'm not going to work because I got to go to work. I'm going to work now so that I can get some money and I can convert money to real assets. And these real assets will provide me with cash flow. These real assets will provide me with a cushion, protection against something happening on my main job. This investment I'm making now is going to provide me with a $30,000. If I could do this every year for the next 10 years, this is what I was thinking when I was 28. If I could do this every year for the next 10 years, I would create another $300,000. Now, that was worth me paying attention, okay? I'm asking you right now, give me the next 80 minutes to pay attention to what I'm going to share with you, because I was thinking too small, and I'll bet you are too. Johnny, if we could show them this graph, okay? If I take you back to the beginning of my real estate career, $200,000, almost $200,000 worth of real estate I bought in 2 months with $3,000, okay? That would be 178 units only a few years later. It would turn into $7 million. I had no clue. I did not get in this to become a millionaire in real estate. I got into this to pick up a little extra income, a little cash flow, and maybe, cross my fingers, maybe one day I would have a little extra money, okay? In 2 years, I had $7 million worth of assets. No idea that would happen to me. I don't know what the date is on the third one with the 38 million. What date is that? I can't quite see it. Let me see. Can I see it on here? Okay. 1994, from 1988 to 1994, in 6 years of investing in real estate, I had a net worth of $38 million. And folks, I had no clue what I was doing. Okay, watch this graph. Because when you look at these numbers and don't have the story, you don't know where I'm at. I don't have any money. I have a full-time job, okay? I'm a single guy. Maybe I had a girlfriend at the time, and I'm hustling my life and trying to have weekends and trying to enjoy, the barbecues. The same thing everybody else does. But on the weekends, I was also shopping real estate, and every once in a while, I'd stumble into these deals. And one day, 6 years after I started doing this, I owned $38 million worth of real estate. Only a few years later, in 2002, right after if you look at these dates, by the way, I make big moves during contractions. We're in one now. I've been telling most of you that have been following me, if you're following me on Instagram or YouTube or wherever, I've been saying to you for 3 months, we are in a recession, we're in a major contraction, and it will create real estate opportunities over the next 8 to 14 months. That is your window if you're taking notes. Between now and May of next year, there are going to be opportunities for you to buy real estate where you live that can change your life forever. Make this note. You're looking for one deal to change your life. Because if I went back to my first 2 deals, knowing what I know now, I would not do those 2 deals, even though those 2 deals made me money. Okay? By 2008, what happened in 2008? Big contraction. Okay? Notice, I actually reduced my portfolio before 2008 happened. From 2,200 units actually, and $95 million worth of assets, I reduced my assets before the biggest housing collapse in United States history. I reduced my portfolio by 75%. Kind of good timing, I'd say. okay? And then I go on a route. A route means now I'm going to start accumulating. 2010 until 2012, I go to 1,000 units. I go from 500 units to 1,000 units. 2012 to 2014. All this is documented, by the way, and has been audited. I go to $330 million in real estate. 2017 to 2019, I go all the way through COVID, by the way. I blow this portfolio up to $1 billion. And then from COVID, tremendous opportunity, to today, we take the portfolio from $1 billion to $5 billion. Every one of these transactions that I will share with you today can be documented on the internet. Mm-hmm. They're public record. One of the things I love about real estate is you can't hide it. You can't fake it. Okay, it's not like Instagram where everybody's got a fake claim to fame, even the car they drive. So real quick, for those of you who you're like, okay, man, I can't. I want to. You got my attention. Okay, we do have an offer today. I want to tell you what the offer is, so that if you already know, hey, I trust this guy and I want to learn this game and I believe what he's saying is true, we got a super offer for you, okay? I'm going to give you my entire 23-hour real estate program, introduction course to buying apartments, multifamily real estate, the hottest sector in the world today, and will be going forward, by the way. I'm going to give you my real estate resource book. Where's it at? Jared, is it right here? I'm going to give you my real estate resource book. You can buy this on my website for $2,500, or I'll give it to you. I'm also going to give you access to our 3-day event live in Miami. Can they come?
They can come to the next one, yeah.
Yeah.
July
if you can't
11th.
come to this one, you can come to the next one. We do 2 a year. It's a $5,000 seat. I'm going to give that to you. I'm going to give you my entire resource book, and we're going to give you the advanced deep dive into apartment investing and a couple of other bonuses. I'm going to do all that for $997. You just hit the link below if you want to take advantage of that. First 100 people to take advantage of it, I'm going to send you our cash flow hat, okay? I'm going to send you our cash flow hat. I'm going to give you our proprietary underwriting spreadsheet and formula. You can't get that, can't buy that. Jared said, what do you think it's worth? It's worth $5 billion to me. So I don't know what to tell you. We'll also give you a recording of today, right? Mm-hmm. If you want to go back and listen to it, or you want to bounce out right now, it's your call. This is limited to the first 100 people that take advantage of it. Just click the link below. For those of you who just want to hang around and just learn for free, that's cool too, no problem. I'm here to help you. Whether you want me to help you for free, you want to just watch stuff on YouTube for free, or you want to go a deep dive and you want to really learn the game. And this is a game, folks, that I promise you, okay, I had no clue when I got in this game. I had no clue when I got in this game how explosive it could be, okay? Like the fact that a guy from Lake Charles, Louisiana, had no money, no connections. My dad died when I was 10. I didn't have ends with anyone. I didn't know how to walk into a bank. I didn't know the questions to ask. I didn't know what underwriting meant. I didn't know what debt coverage ratio was. I didn't know what a good location was. People that location. I'm like, what does that even mean? I didn't know whether I was looking for 1 unit, 2 unit, 4 units, 32 units. I didn't know the math. I didn't know anything. To think that a guy like me could end up with $5 billion worth of real estate, that's billion. And that portfolio, by the way, Alan and I were talking before I went on break, a couple of guys that are hanging with me today. He's like, Grant, you're just in the beginning, bro. Our goal is to have a $50 billion real estate portfolio and become one of the largest real estate operators in the United States of America. And I actually believe that's achievable today. But I didn't know that 30 years ago when I started doing this. So whether you guys want to do this on your own, I'll help you. You want to do it with me? I'll help you. You want to do a deal together in the future? I'll help you. This event we're doing in 16 days is putting a bunch of people in a room together so we can actually start helping one another do deals. This is not just about training, but about building a network of people that we can support and help do deals, so that we meet once or twice a year and start talking about how to do deals together, so everybody's on the same page looking at deals that we can help each other's family with. So if you want to take advantage of it, click the link. The offer's sick. It will expire here in the next 80 minutes. We won't offer it again to you. It's ridiculous savings. I don't know what the total is on it, Jared. Do you know? It's
$18,000.
Like $18,000. Yeah. If you wanted to go on the internet, you want to go to my website and see what the advanced course is, you're going to see it's 10 grand. You want to see what the basic introductory course is, 10,000. We sell it all the time for that. You want to see what the resource book is, 2,500, or you can grab the whole thing for $997. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about what you need to know, regardless of how you decide to do this with me or without me. Okay. A couple things you've got to know. Okay. Number one. Why do you want to buy real estate right now? Okay, I want you to write this down. This is senior to everything else. Okay, there is a moment in time right now. Okay, this moment in time will pass. And there are contraction periods. There was one in 2000. There was one in 1995. There was one in 2008, was massive, between 2008 and 2010. If you would have bought all the real estate available to you in San Diego, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Tucson, Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, if you would have known the formula, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, you name it, Chicago, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, okay? If you would have bought in these periods of time, if you'd have been buying in 2019 during COVID and 2023, that's not happened yet. We're in process. Listen to me. You do not want to be buying real estate today. You want to be prepping yourself to buy real estate tomorrow and before the end of the year. And before May of 2023, there's going to be an opportunity, and I'll show you what you're looking for, okay? So one is the opportunity is right here, right now. Now, what you're looking for and why. Number one is time tested. You can take real estate over the last 100 years, 200 years, 500 years, press it up against gold, silver, tulips,
anything,
Bitcoin, yeah. Dogecoin, Luna, American Express stock, Berkshire Hathaway. Why is Blackstone and BlackRock the largest real estate owners on planet Earth? Why does Vanguard, a $5 trillion company, support most of their assets by real estate? Because it's time tested, okay? Number two, hottest real estate market in the world is in the United States of America. Okay, not always has been that. India is going to offer you a tremendous opportunity in the next decade. Between now and the end of the year and also in the next decade, you'll have a big opportunity in there. South America, Mexico will provide you with a hot real estate market. Why is that? Because we're turning into a renter's market, not an owner's market. I'll be explaining more of that in a bit. Three, the ultimate way to build net worth is through real estate. Let me explain that to you, okay? Watch what happens. When I went out and bought my first piece of real estate for $3,000, I got a $78,000 property. That immediately becomes an asset. It also gave me a liability. That liability actually was an asset, okay? Dave Ramsey said all debt is bad debt, but the truth is this debt right here became an asset. That asset is worth more than a credit score. Okay? You don't want assets without debt. You actually want it to build net worth, because what happens is this asset goes up in value and this liability should stay level. Okay? So this debt did not go up. The debt gets paid down over time while the asset goes up in value. In fact, that asset today is worth $480,000. It could be sold before the weekend's over. That would be a for sale deal. Mm-hmm. So this asset, okay, if I owned it 30 years, and I would have had I not sold it, had I known what I was doing, I would have never sold 1117 Sheffield that I paid 78 grand for, but actually only paid 3 grand for it. That's what I put down. That's what I paid for it. I didn't pay that for it. It was paid down by the renters. And that debt would be paid down to zero today. Okay, I'm sorry, 78,000 is what I paid, was the price. The 75,000 was paid down to zero, and it went up in value. The only way to build net worth, if you're taking notes right now, the ultimate way to build net worth is not through collecting cash. Because even when you collect cash, it goes down in value, right? So let's say I have no money. I got no money, and now I got $10,000, okay? And you're going to hold $10,000 between now and 2028 or 2032, okay? between now and 2032, this 10,000 is probably going to be worth $8,000, maybe less than that. It's going to go down in value just because of the sheer thing called inflation. Okay, inflation, deflation, printed too much money, people don't trust the currency, it goes down in value. But if you took the $10,000 and bought $40,000 worth of real estate, just fill in the blanks, put in the chat. If I go invest in $40,000 worth of real estate with $10,000, what do you think $40,000 worth of real estate, or $400,000 worth of real estate, or $4 million worth of real estate, just keep adding zeros, what do you think will happen to the value of that real estate over the next 10 years? If it's in the right location, at the right time, okay, with the right debt, dude, you'll blow up. You'll blow up. The only way to create net worth, the ultimate way to create net worth, to build net worth is through asset accumulation. You want to write this down, asset accumulation, not cash accumulation. Now, this is really, really important for you guys to know, because now is the time for you to learn this game. You're working your ass off. You spend most of your time gone from your family, gone from your wife, okay? I'm like, well, I'm not even spending enough time with the people I love the most. I got 2 beautiful kids, a beautiful wife. I'm not even spending my time there. Why? Because I'm hustling something that goes down in value. And then even when I get the thing that goes down in value, my mom and daddy taught me, save your money, save your money, save your money, save your money, save your money. And I save it and it doesn't go up in value. But you don't want to save your money. What you want to do is use your money and convert money into assets that can carry debt, okay? Now, you cannot get debt on a $100 bill. You can get debt, or 100 million. You can't really get debt against it. They'll hold the 100 million and lend against it, okay? But they will give you debt on buildings, and I'll show you the kind of buildings you're looking for. Make sure you take advantage of that offer, by the way, guys. Don't miss this, okay? If you want to be one of those first 100 that take advantage of that offer, don't miss this, because I'm going to walk you through all this in 16 days. I'll show you exactly in detail for 3 days. I got 80 minutes with you, but I'll spend 3 days with you. I'm the only person that speaks the entire 3 days, and I deliver 3 days of content. What to look for in the markets, the best markets. Number 4, you want to say something, Jared?
No, I was just going to say, you always talk about, my name's Jared, by the way.
Jared Glantz in the room, president of Cardone Training Technologies. He helped us put this webinar on today. He gets the feedback from our audience about what they want me to do. We do many free events throughout the year, okay? So
I was just saying, like, you know, if you go to a bank and try to borrow money for a stock, like they'd never do that.
Yeah, so let's say I want to go buy Netflix. What was Netflix at earlier this year? It's down 71% right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it was, 250, 230 or something.
60.
It was a $600 stock.
Yeah, 600.
And what is it today?
190.
190. So if you went and said, hey, I got $10,000 and I want to buy $190 worth of, well, I mean,
if you had $10,000,
just depends on when you bought it, right? Oh man, it's gonna be a good deal. It's gonna be a good deal. You guys should not be chasing stocks, by the way. If you're on the come up, what you should be doing is collecting assets. If you go to the bank and you say, I want to buy $10,000 worth of Netflix at $190, the bank will not give you a loan on that. Check this out. If you go to the Bank of America or Wells Fargo, your friendly bank that wants the relationship with you, you know, they say they want a relationship with you, and say, I want to buy $10,000. What's Wells Fargo at today? And I want to buy $10,000. This is where you have your money, by the way. I want to borrow 10 grand
40.
to buy a $40 stock called Wells Fargo. Do you understand? Wells Fargo will not lend you $10,000 to buy their stock. Now, if that don't shake your head up, like, wait a minute, you're telling me I can't get a loan from a bank for the stock of the bank? No. But if you go to Wells Fargo and say, Wells Fargo, I want to buy a 4-unit complex that this guy bought. I want to put $10,000 on it. And by the way, I have 3 buddies that are going to each put $10,000, and we're going to put our money together and we're going to go about this deal. I'm going to show you how to do all this. I'm going to show you how to do it with no money, in fact. I got $5 billion worth of real estate. I don't have $5 billion. But I know how to find the deal that provides the debt and the equity. And I'll show you exactly how to do that, okay? When you start collecting this, what people don't understand, okay, is the value of real estate is so unbelievable. It's incredible. Did you know in the mid-90s, you could buy I didn't know this, by the way, when I was doing this. So stupid. I bought $200,000 worth of real estate, my first 2 deals, and I did not know that I could have written the entire purchase off of my taxes. And I missed that opportunity. In the mid-90s, when you bought $200,000 worth of real estate as an investment, you were able to write off the entire $200,000. Now this year, there's a thing called 100% bonus depreciation. And I'm talking about the reason you want to buy this year and be in a position this year is real estate offers the biggest tax benefits of any investment vehicle on planet Earth today, and may be the last place for those of you that make money to start offsetting your taxes, okay? So for instance, this year, let's say I could figure out how to buy $1 million piece of real estate. And you're like, just think with me for a second. Like, why would I want to buy $1 million rather than a $200,000 deal? Because it's easier. It's easier to buy $1 million worth of real estate than it is $200,000. I'll show you how to do it. The reason it's going to be better for you is because I can write off $400,000 of that purchase this year. I'm probably going to put 40% down to buy the deal. And most of the 40% that I put down, I can write off in year 1, okay? Not to mention, when I go to sell this piece of real estate, let me just give you another example here. I bought a piece of real estate. I was going to save this for later, but I got to tell you now. I bought a piece of real estate for $58 million. Okay, now I knew what I was doing. Okay, this was, I'd been investing in real estate now at this time. This was 2010. Yep. 2012. It was 2012, actually. And I knew what I was doing now. I bought a piece of real estate for $58 million. I refinanced that piece of real estate for $108 million. I took $50 million out. My tax bill was $0. Okay? $0. I want you to understand this, okay? Because nobody's telling you this. Uncle Dave's not telling you. Kramer's not telling you. The IRS is never going to tell you. Your accountant doesn't even know. Like, if your accountant knew what I knew about real estate, he'd quit doing your taxes and start figuring out how to avoid his own. He hadn't even figured that out. I made $50 million in net profit in my hands, okay? Paid back all the investors for the money that we borrowed from others in order to buy the deal, and put $50 million, I can't even say it, $50 million in my pockets that was not a taxable event. That property, remember why we want to buy property? Because it's the ultimate way to build wealth. That property today is worth $308 million, today's value. I owe $108 million on it. I have $200 million worth of, what would that be called? Net worth, positive net worth, okay? I can go to a bank today and say, hey, oh, by the way, this deal right here, how much money do I have in this deal?
$0.
$0 plus $50 million in my pocket. I was given $50 million to own this process, this property. This property continues to go up in value. 10 years from now, it's going to be worth more than $308 million. But what you don't know is this. This property still pays me $1.6 million. Is that right? Let me just see. This might be wrong. I'm sorry. Yeah, it is wrong. $2.8 million. $2,880,000 every year is what it pays me in positive cash flow to wait for it to continue to go up in value. And this is not taxed.
And then when you refinance it again and you pull out another $150 million.
So what Jared's saying is, I'm going to probably wait 7 years. I'm going to wait 7 years. Let's say the property's worth 300. Let's say it's just, it doesn't go anywhere for 3 years. In fact, let's say it goes down in value. Let's say, like today, I'm like, you know what? The market sucks right now. It's crazy. Debt market's all freaked out. There's a whole thing going on debt right now that's actually creating an opportunity with interest rates going up. And let's say I wanted to go refinance my property today. And I said, hey, I want a $200 million loan on this property. I could get it, by the way. I think I could. Let me just do the math. I'm doing proprietary math right now, and I'm going to share this with you. Yeah, I could get that loan. So you see, that's the other thing. I'm going to show you how to get a loan, how to go to the exact lender, the right lender the first time, not people that won't lend you money on a deal. They would give me a $200 million loan. I would get $100 million in cash, another $100 million in my pockets, and my tax bill would be?
Zero.
Zero. Most important number in the numerical system is zero. Okay, so why do you want to buy real estate? If I don't have your attention right now, you're like, man, this can never happen to me. This is the only space where it could happen to you. You're not going to learn how to code. I don't know how to code. You're not going to Wall Street to become a Wall Street hedge fund guy. I don't know anything about that. I don't have those connections. You're not going to get a job with Goldman Sachs. Lloyd Blankfein, by the way, who ran Goldman Sachs, and I had an interview with back in, March?
March, yeah.
He could not get a job with Goldman Sachs. He actually got denied by Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs ended up buying another company that he worked at, and that's how he ended up becoming CEO of Goldman Sachs. The possibility of 99% of the people, 99.9% of the people getting rich, coding, starting the next Microsoft, Apple, Netflix, working for a hedge fund, dude, the chances are impossible. The chance of you creating wealth in real estate actually are better than 90%. You have a 90% chance in real estate to actually create success. I would tell you, you probably have a 99.99% chance of creating wealth investing in real estate. If you would just follow the steps that I do, I would tell you, you have a guaranteed 100% chance of creating wealth, freedom, wealth, real wealth in real estate. The fifth reason I believe right now is the time. It's not taking my clicks. Number 5, it works when you sleep. It works during COVID. It works during contractions. It works regardless of whether Biden can ride his bike or Trump starts an insurrection, whether Roe versus Wade passes or doesn't, gun laws go or don't go. Regardless of what happens, man, ladies and gentlemen, real estate works when you're on vacation. I'm going to go to Italy for a month this year. My real estate's going to keep rocking. COVID happened. COVID shut down every gym in America. Every church in America, by the way, was shut down. Churches were shut down during COVID. Every Walmart's was shut down. No, were they essential?
No, they were essential.
Yeah. What else was shut down? Gyms.
Restaurants.
It was terrible what happened, man. Millions of restaurants are still out of business today.
Theaters.
Movie theaters were shut down.
Malls.
AMC may never recover from it. Malls were shut down. Okay? Not one apartment building in America, not one unit was denied access during COVID. Okay? We had a 99% collection rate. Now you're like, wait a minute, I was reading in the papers it was 72%. It was. For some people, it was very, very low. Okay? Number 6. Real estate is the single best hedge against this headliner called inflation today.
Inflation makes real estate owners rich.
Dude, inflation
Made you $1 billion.
is like, let's go inflation. Inflation is good for people that have assets. It is terrible for people that hold cash. It is terrible on the stock market, okay? It is terrible on earnings. And by the way, it was supposed to be good for Bitcoin, but how did that pan out? All right, because Bitcoin and the stock market are actually tied together. There's similar investors there. Number 7, refinance capabilities. Okay, I'm going over some of the refinance capabilities. This is not complicated, by the way. If this is going over your head right now, how can a guy pull out $100 million? All you got to do is know that that is possible. Okay, your accountant and the transaction are going to take care of it. All you got to do is claim it. I don't want to pay taxes on that $100 million. And the IRS will not send you a bill for that $100 million. I know it's hard to believe. I know it's like, that's impossible, but it exists. It's on the books. It's the law, okay? I've done it, 30 times where I've refinanced a property. Jared and I did a property. Mm-hmm. Jared and I put $400,000 down in a deal. I borrowed the $300,000 from my bank. I'd been doing it enough. Explained to them what we wanted to do. We wanted to rehab this property. How long was it before we got our money out? 9 months?
It was 9 months till we got probably 70% of it back, and then another 3 years later.
So we found a deal for $5 million, not far from right here. I said, Jared, I'm gonna slay this deal. I said, do you want to put some money in? I said, I got a bank that's going to give me the down payment and the loan. We got a loan for $4.6 million. Okay, the bank gave me $300,000. I was in a position to do that. Many of you out there, by the way, you're actually in a position to do that right now. You just don't know the bank. You don't know the language. You don't know how to ask for it. You don't have the deal. This is why the bank gave me the debt. The bank gave me the debt because they're like, hey, man, you lose the deal? We got the deal. The deal was a steal. What's that deal worth today? So much.
18 million, 20 million.
Okay. This deal's worth $20 million today. Let me see. I'll just go to my spreadsheet. Can you show them this, Johnny, so they can see all my deals? So I'm going to just tell you guys. I'm going to share all this with you, by the way. Everybody that hit the little link down there, I'm going to give you my spreadsheets. I'm going to show you how we underwrite deals. Can they see this, Johnny?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to go to this deal called Harbor Breeze. Can they see it, Johnny, or do I need to make this bigger?
They can see it.
Okay. It's 104 units. The T3 is the trailing 3 months of income. It's $213,000. This is for an NOI calculation. I'll explain the whole NOI calculation to you. It's going to do $853,000. If it traded today at a 3.5 cap, this property would be worth $24 million. I'm going to change this. Let's see if I change this to a 4 cap. If I wanted to blow it out today, I change it to a 4 cap, it's worth $21 million. God damn. Okay, I'm gonna change it to a 4.5 cap. Let's say I'm in desperate need. I call it. I gotta sell it, man. I'm gonna change it to a 5 cap right now. Like, I would have 50 offers this weekend, all cash for a 5 cap. Okay, 5 cap means it's gonna provide the guy with a return of 5%. I would have it's in the state of Florida. I mean, the property's hot. I would still get an offer of $17 million. How much money do we have in that deal?
Nothing.
I've returned Jared's money once, twice, no taxes.
3 times, 3x so far.
3 times I've done refinance on the deal. Okay, I've taken, I don't even know, $5-6 million out of the property. Plus, what does it pay you a month?
That deal pays me $1,700 a month.
Pays him $1,700. Pays me $17,000 because I own 90% of it. $17,000 a month, and we would walk away with what do I owe on it, Jared?
7.
I got $8 million worth of equity value at the $17 million number. We wouldn't sell it for that. So I'm going to go back to that 3.75. I think that's more reasonable. It's worth $22 million. We have $14 million worth of equity sitting there. Okay? So you have what's called a refinance capability. Your home does not have this. Okay? So I just want to separate real quick for everybody that's watching this. Can I do that with my home? No, you cannot do it with your home. Can you do it with a duplex? Maybe. Can you do it with retail? You don't want to go there right now. There's a lot of reasons you don't want to go to retail. You got to be very, 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 you have to be 10x more careful in retail than you would apartments. Okay, office, nobody watching this right now is ready to do office in this country. Okay, you're not going to even get the right kind of loan today. It's just not going to happen. Industrial, you're not going to be able to buy any industrial. Amazon's going to grab it before you can. You don't want to go there. You want to be in this one little space for the next 14 months. You want to focus on this one space that I'm sharing with you. I want to make sure, regardless of what you decide to do today, everybody that's listening, listen to me right now. I want your first deal to make you at least $1 million. Okay? No money down, no credit necessary. I want your first deal to change your life forever. How many of you that would change your life? Can we see a chat? Would $1 million on your first deal change your financial situation in life? You guys if $1 million won't change your life, you're like, $1 million doesn't change my life. I'll show you your first deal could make you $10 million. Would that change your life? The point here is you want a deal that's going to change your life. You do not want a deal that's going to make you a manager.
Yes. A lot of people.
Good. Let's go. Let's find that deal. That deal's out there.
Andy from Plano, KP, Jacqueline, Brandon, hello from Calgary, Nick Iannuzzi.
Okay. Number 8 reason you want to do real estate and you want to do it now. It is actually very easy to do it with no money. Okay? It doesn't mean there won't be money required. It means the deal, and this is the order. You want to write this down. This is not in our book today. are the people going to get my handout here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
the people who, yeah.
You guys that take advantage of the offer today, we're going to give you all my notes here that I'm working from. This is the order of importance. Now, I work with real estate people that do, I spend probably 2 hours a week with a guy that's done $50 billion in real estate deals. And when I look at a deal with him, okay, we look at the deal first. It is the most important part of the deal. Probably 80% of your attention should be put on the deal, not your money, not your how much you have, how much cash you have. Number one is the deal. Number two is the debt. Number three, it's the equity. Now, the deal's 80%. This is probably 19%. And the cash you have is maybe 1%. Might even be less than that. I might be able to take number three down to 0.
And this is why when people are saying like, hey, I don't have the money to get started, how do I get started? And your advice to them is always understand the deal.
You bring me a deal. You bring me the deal I want. Okay, you bring me a deal I want, you don't need any money. You just bring me the deal. We do this club. I meet every week with a bunch of people every week.
We have a real estate investing club.
It's a real estate investing club. And we're bringing deals. I'm like, you guys, don't ever worry about the money. You don't even need to worry about the debt, really. I'll tell you right now. The right deal will always, you want to write this down, the right deal will always attract the right debt and the right equity. Always, okay? Again, we're not talking about an FHA loan. I'm not talking about some vet loan, some VHA loan. 3% down, or hey, I was in the military, and so by the way, there's a whole vet loan out there where if I'm a vet and I join with Jared, civilian, Jared and I can partner in a deal. I'm not talking about all those little kind of side hustles on real estate. I'm talking about 32 units, 64 units, 100 units, 200 units, 400 units. It's going to happen, by the way. If you notice in the city that you live in, if you're in Raleigh, North Carolina, you're in Greenville, Atlanta, Georgia, Savannah, Dallas, Texas, Plano, Tucson, Phoenix, Scottsdale, Salt Lake City, Riverside, California, San Francisco, Sacramento. I mean, like just go through the list, man. Any of these cities. I was in Omaha, Nebraska having dinner with Warren Buffett. They're building apartments. You're like, well, why are you telling me about all this? You notice all this building going on in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, Savannah, like
Miami rental rates are up 41% right now because there's
I've been
so
telling
much
you guys.
demand.
I've been telling you guys. I've been like, if you're new to me on YouTube, if you're just following me for the first time, I have been preaching to millions of people every day for how many years, Johnny?
12. Dude, I'd say like 8 years consistently every day.
If you guys go back and listen to what I was saying in 2012, you're going to be like, this guy's Nostradamus. I'm not being arrogant when I say that, man. When I have been saying all my records are public, we are becoming a renter nation. And banks love to lend money on these assets, okay? Number 9, it is the best asset class for attracting your equity. That's what I'm telling you. How much you have down is insignificant if you're finding the right deals, okay? I can find 10,000 people that will fund your deals. We do it every week. Number 10. Leverage. The power of leverage. Look, I'm a very simple person. I'm not complicated at all. Everything for me is simple. Okay, I get in my car. You drop me off in a city. We land in a city. If I'm driving, I just start going in a direction. I'm a very simple person. I will move in a direction not knowing where I'm going. And everybody's like, where are you going, bro? You don't know where you're going. I said, but I do know that I'm leaving where I am. I'm a very simple person. I'm not complex. Many people put in navigation system, got to know where they're going. I'm like, no, I'm just going to start moving in this direction. Somebody's going to tell me to go left or right. Now, the reason I'm telling you that is because real estate is that simple. Let's say you have $25,000. Okay, and you find a piece of real estate and you're like, that piece of real estate right there is $1 million. Is it a good deal? Okay. Well, based on the 25,000, you're like, I can't buy that. So you count yourself out. But this is what you need to understand. I don't need $1 million to buy that piece of real estate. I probably can get a lender to give me a loan for $800,000. Okay. Now I need $200,000. is that piece of real estate, let's say this piece of real estate I know is going to make me 10% a year. If I had $1 million, I could make $100,000 in cash flow a year. Let's say you just know the market. You're in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and you're like, I know that if I could buy that real estate, based on whatever little bit of information you have, I could make $100,000 a year, $8,333 a month, positive cash flow, if I own that piece of real estate. Now, how do you make sense of it? Well, number one is if you could buy this for $200,000, forget whether you have the $200,000. I know you only got $25,000. Would it be a good deal if you only had to pay $200,000 for something that was worth $1 million? It's called leverage, okay? I look at that and I'm like, yeah, it's simple, man. It's simple, okay? It's simple. I found a piece of real estate at the end of 2000. My first real score, this was late 90s. It was $1.9 million. It was my first deal. I put $350,000. I did not have the $350,000. I borrowed the $350,000 from my family. And so I had to ask myself, is this a good deal? Okay, well, this deal was going to make me $35,000 of cash flow per year. And the way I made the decision was this: I'm going to pay $350,000 for the deal. The only money I had at risk here was $350,000, of which I had none of the money. So what did I do? I'm like, this is a good deal. I'm going to make $35,000 positive cash flow. The deal was already full. It was already built. It already had the tenants. There was already an address. It was already paying taxes. It already had a manager, everything. I'm paying $350,000. Simplicity. Leverage. I'm paying $350,000 for something that's worth $1.9 million. And by the way, this guy spent $5.2 million to build it. Is that a good deal? Seems like a good deal to me. Okay. By the way, we ended up making we made $5 million on that deal. Paid all the investors back, my mom, my brother, my uncle, paid them back their money, plus 10% a year. And I made $5.2 million, okay? So the power of leverage makes this very, very simple. All right, 6 ways to make money in real estate. There's not one way, there's 6 ways. With stocks, there's 1 way to make money on stocks, only 1 way to make money on Bitcoin, only 1 way to make money at your job. In real estate, there's a lot of ways to make dough, okay? Number one way to make money in real estate. And this is what you want to look for. This is what the bank's going to look for, and this is what the investors are going to look for. Remember, deal, debt, equity, DDE, okay? DDE. First reason is cash flow. Is your number 1 way to make money in real estate. When I knew my first deal would pay me $200 a month, I'm like, bro, that's $200 I need. I need $200. I put $3,000 down, $3,000 provided me with $2,400 worth of income a year. I'm like, that's a good deal. That's a good return on my cash flow, okay? Cash flow, by the way, that I did not have to go resell over and over. Number 2, this asset will go up in value over time. If you know the right cities, right locations, if you understand location the way I understand location, by the way, location does not mean a place. Location can be broken down into a lot of indicators. Location, but nobody ever explains to you what it means. How critical is a location? In New York City, all locations are not created equal. In Miami, the difference between Miami and Fort Lauderdale is about 25 miles. The locations there are vitally crazy different. Like the difference between Fort Lauderdale, downtown Fort Lauderdale, and what's that little market just north of there? No, not Boca. Meisner? No, but I mean,
Del Rey.
See, he just moved into some markets where I'm like, oh my God, man. He moved from Fort Lauderdale to Boca. You just increased the value of your property probably by 100%, and it's only like 6 miles.
Deerfield Beach?
No, it's that little strip right north of Fort Lauderdale that they're developing. Anyway, it's 1 mile from downtown, okay? But 1 mile can change everything. Actually, 1 block can change everything. You could be on the right street.
It's Las Olas.
Huh?
Las Olas?
No, north of Las Olas, okay? Don't worry about it. 3, depreciation, the ability to write off the asset and still own it. This is only privy to real estate, commercial, quality, multifamily real estate, particularly multifamily. Office does not depreciate the way multifamily does. Multifamily depreciates much better. Depreciation as a tax advantage, by the way. Notice we got two words here, appreciation and depreciation. Okay? I have something on the books is going down in value on my books for tax records, but actually in actuality going up in value. Donald Trump was accused of writing the IRS one value for his real estate and showing his investors on his net worth statement another value. All real estate people do that, by the way. Okay, so this is going up in value. Jared, you with me?
I'm tracking.
Yet I'm telling the IRS it's going down in value. And it is, by the way, okay? It's easy. This is not complicated. It looks complicated. Stocks don't do that. Gold doesn't do it. Silver doesn't do it. And the bitsy witsies don't do it. Number 4, I can defer taxes into the future, maybe never pay them, okay, by avoiding a sale of the property. That's the other thing about real estate is there's so many different exits on a real estate deal that I'll show you here in a second that I can actually never exit. That I could own the real estate forever, never actually exit it, yet my money would exit, okay? It's called tax deferment. Number 5 is the refinance capability where I actually get my money back. Remember that $1 million deal? The $1 million? Imagine doing this. Find a piece of real estate. By the way, it was worth $1.4 million in February of this year. And because of interest rates, because of what the Fed's doing with interest rates have gone from 2.6% in the last 8 weeks to almost 6.2%. Okay? 2.5 times they've gone up. This guy bought this thing for $1.4 million 2 years ago. His loan is coming due right now. He's got to refinance at 6.2 and he's in trouble. We're going to show you how to find that exact deal and how to buy it for $1 million. You're actually only going to pay $200,000 for it. It's going to cash flow, probably pay you $12,000 to $15,000 in the first year, free cash flow. I'm going to show you how to actually borrow this money, get a loan on it for $800,000, okay? And check this out. What are we in right now? What month? Whatever the month is, right? I want to say whatever the month.
Yeah.
Whatever the month is. I'm going to take you out less than 24 months, and this will be back to worth $1.4 million again, okay? Because in the next 24 months or less, the interest rates on this loan will be back to 2.6. They'll be under 3% again. Now, how do I know that, okay? I know that because I've been doing this 30 years. And I'm the only person today that you know of that's spending this time to share with you. This is happening.
Facts.
This is going to happen. Jared's been with me how many years, Jared?
12.
I have never, ever been wrong on this real estate stuff, folks. I don't know what it is. Well, I've been gifted. God gave me some kind of enlightenment or something. I'm not being braggadocious. I'm being very humble when I tell you right now. I have been blessed somehow, either with the information, the education, the awareness, the combination, the discipline. And I have spent the last 30 years studying this space, this real estate thing. I'm a guy that did not have the connections, okay, did not have the debt, didn't have the dough, but I figured out how to use this asset class, okay? Number 6, way to make money in real estate is to sell the real estate. Number 6, by the way, you want to put an X through. It will be the single biggest mistake you make in your career is selling real estate, okay? I've made a bunch of mistakes. I'd love to show some people some of the mistakes I've made. Maybe I will before this is over, but I want to show you my first deal first, okay? This is the first deal. I mentioned it earlier. 1986, that's the property, 1117 Sheffield. This is the beauty of real estate. You cannot be tricked in real estate. You can't be hoodwinked if you ask the right questions. Give me the address, give me the recording date, give me the deed, show me the property, show me the pictures, show me the lease. So if you're listening to somebody on Instagram or wherever they're telling you about what they did and what they have, show me the address, son. 1117 Sheffield, 1986, recorded on the books. Grant Cardone bought this property for $78,000, put $3,500 down. The payments on the loan were $375. The rent was $575 that I collected. The rent today, by the way, let me just go. Johnny, just follow me here, okay? 1117 Sheffield, real time, doing this right now. Bel Air, Texas, Zillow, off market, still there. Can they see this, Johnny? Looks like the same house to me. The estimate for the property is $480,000. The rent estimate, by the way, I have $1,750 in there. I'm not even keeping up with the rents. Jared said rents went up 40%.
$22.94.
The rents are $22.94 a month. Okay, 22. Let's just 2,200 times 12 times 10 years. Just the last 10 years. Okay, I bought this in 1986. That is 36 years ago I bought that property. Still there. Looks today exactly the way it looks right now as it looked back when I bought it. Okay. Let me see what that is. It would be paid for now, 36 years later. I think it'd be paid for, right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be paid for. And my rent would be $2,200 times just the last 10 years. $264,000 in net cash. Okay? Okay? The neighbor's comp, the property, they say the property's worth $480 today, but if I go next door and look at 1115 Sheffield, I think you get a little hint of it next door to it. Let's just go to 1115. Now I'm just being stupid. Sheffield.
Did they redo that house?
Sheffield, Bel Air, Texas. Let me see what that is. Yeah, there it is. See, they tore that house down and built that. And this house is worth what? Because that's what's going to happen in this house anyway. Oops.
Just go back to Zillow.
Go back to Zillow.
Yeah, you went on the Google map. Go back.
Well, there it is.
Yeah, but you can get the value. You got to go back to Zillow.
Okay. See, this is the whole neighborhood, man. I mean, the technology that exists today. Look at this whole neighborhood. All these are $1 and $2 million homes now. Mm-hmm. The whole neighborhood's surrounded by this. There's the house, the first house I bought. Okay, that was my first score. I walked away with $3,000. Johnny, they looking at me or looking at I made $3,000. I did not know I would have a $500,000 asset if I'd have just waited. A $500,000 asset that somebody is going to tear down, mm-hmm. or get $26,000 a year in rental income. 26 grand a year in rental income, new income. Now, I could have done that once, and I could have bought the neighbor, and I could have bought the next neighbor, and I could have bought the next neighbor. Let's do 10 of those, because I could have bought 10 of these. I just didn't know what I was doing. So I didn't have the confidence. When you don't have the confidence, you don't repeat. What's that Instagram? You do it one time. What's that song, Johnny? You do it one time. They say it's luck. You do it. You know that song?
I'm going to find it for you.
The repeat, the three-peat. I love that song. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, rent collected versus the price paid. 35 years at $1,000 a month, not $2,200. I would have paid for the entire property 5 times. The rent would have been $700 grand. I would have collected, check this out, 9 times the price. 9 times the price I would have collected in rent. 9 times what I paid for it. And I would have collected the down payment 210 times and still owned it. If I'd have been smart, I'd have bought 10 of these properties. Today, these properties would be worth $4.2 million. I would have no debt on them, and they would pay me not $2,200 a month. They'd pay me $22,000 a month, okay? All right, second deal. Let me show you the second deal because I got a little confidence right here. I went next door down the street and I bought this house, okay? I bought this house for $92,500. I bought it with no money down. I held it for 3 years. I made 32 grand. Not a huge score. It's been sold twice, by the way, in 22 years. Today it's worth over $1 million. It's not there anymore. I'll show it to you again in real time. 5422 Brayburn. I think I remember the address of every single property I've ever bought. I don't know how I do that, but there it is. I could have built that house right there. That's $1.3 million today. That's a steal. I don't think it sells for that. I think it sells for probably $3 million. That was not a good location, by the way. I wasn't I bought on the end of the block. You ever heard this? Buy the ugliest house in the best neighborhood? I did. I bought the ugliest house in the worst location on the best street. I shouldn't have done that. I should have bought like 3 blocks down, right in the heart, paid the extra money. I didn't know it because I had this cheap mentality. I had this old idea that you make your money when you buy it. Buy the best real estate in the best location, pay a premium if you have to. You'll always get the most rent. It'll always rent the fastest, and it'll always make the most money, and you'll always get the best loan on it. So don't make the mistake I made. That was one mistake I made. Second mistake I made, by the way, I could have, it would take $300,000 to build that house. Okay, I should have bought the house for $92,000, rented it for 10 years, taken the rent money, torn it down, and built the new house. The rent there today on that house, you should never sell anything if you're taking notes. The rent on that house today is $7,000 a month times 12 times 10 years. I'd have made $840,000 in cash flow in the last 10 years simply holding the house. This is a game changer, okay? Write this down. You're looking for one deal to change your life. You're looking for a deal to change your life, okay? Now, these are my unbreakable real estate rules. If you're getting a lot out of this, folks, please throw it in the chat. What's your big takeaway thus far? What's the biggest thing you've heard so far that you're like, boom, game changer, man? Because I want to share with you some unbreakable real estate rules, but I want to get a little feedback from the audience. As y'all write that down, let me just tell you what we do in this workshop in 16 days. I go through this workbook in entirety, okay? Every one of these pages. Mechanics of a deal, specifics of a deal, your real estate IQ, literally what keeps you from investing. I demyth all the problems. I keep you from all the mistakes. I go hard on the unbreakable rules, how to build financial freedom with it, the types of real estate, how they're different from one another, why apartments are superior, okay? The risk, and how to avoid every pothole mistake that I have made. Look, if you avoid the mistakes as you're throwing your chat, are they throwing it in there? Yeah. What they're getting out of it? If I could keep you from the mistakes, what are you left with? Just the right things, okay? How to reduce your unknowingness and the mystery. The non-negotiables when investing in real estate. I'm going to go over every real estate term you will hear, okay? If you want to take advantage of that, hit that little red button right there. They'll hook you up on this offer. Be one of the first 100. Are we there? We close? Okay. I'm going to go over CapEx, expenditures, what expenditures should be, cap rates, cash on cash calculations, closing cost calculations, debt coverage ratio calculations. That is one of the most important terms in real estate. It's called DCR. Okay, how to figure your down payment, where to get your equity from, economic occupancy, actual occupancy, effective gross income, called the EGI, expense ratio, expenses, the exit. How do you exit? What's your plan to exit? What's your plan to sell and never exit, which is the perfect exit? The GOI, gross operating income, GRI, gross rental income, gross rent multiplier, what is it? How do you use it? Gross scheduled income, GSI, interest only, leverage, loan term, debt yield, net operating income, occupancy rate, other income. How do you figure other income? Like on our big projects, I know if a project's got 400 units in it, I know exactly what I'm going to get from other income like parking, dogs, credit applications, VIP trash, etc. Principal and interest, property management expenses, purchase price, line items, rehab costs, loan, replacement costs, per square foot, price per unit, average year built, parking ratio. So literally that is 2 hours of content right there. That's 3 days. This is a 3-day book. It takes 3 days to get through this, and we walk through all of it. And I put you in a room full of people that are investors, that have cash, that are looking for deals, okay?
There'll probably be 15 to 1,800 people there.
Yeah. It'll be the best room you've ever been of. Qualified people, plumbers, contractors, roofers,
Dentists,
HVAC people,
doctors,
dentists, doctors, lawyers, experienced real estate people starting, but everybody has a commitment to learn this game. And everyone in the room, by the way, everyone in the room is looking for a deal that will change their life. And my goal is to put this room together and make sure we do deals that change our lives change your life the way real estate changed my life, okay? So make sure you take advantage of that. GrantCardone.com/deal. All you gotta do is hit that little link.
Unbreakable rules.
Let me do this with you. Unbreakable rules. Here's some rules that you'd never, ever want to break, okay? All right, number one, never, ever compromise the location. Ever. Compromise price, compromise down payment, compromise occupancy. Do not compromise the location, never, for any reason, okay? A good price on a bad location is not a good deal. Okay, it equals a bad location that will forever get a bad price. So don't believe this idea that you want to buy the ugly duckling in the neighborhood. Okay, number two, the 1% rule. The 1% rule suggests that if a property rents for $780 a month, okay, if you can buy that unit for $78,000, don't buy one unit, buy the whole neighborhood. Buy everything in that neighborhood. If you can find, and I'm going to show you exactly what you're looking for today so that your first deal makes you $1 million or more. I'm going to show you the exact, you need to use the 1% rate, the 1% rule on this. In fact, today, if I could find something, let me just do a little math here. If I could find something where there was a, let me see, I'm getting a little tricky right now, but I don't want to load you guys up. If I could even be at the 1.27, maybe even 1.47 for the 1% rule, okay, I'd actually get it a little bigger. I would still be aggressive today to buy that piece of real estate if the location, if number one was superior, okay? Number three, units allow you to scale. Your perfect number of units to look at is 32. I'm just telling you, the perfect. The bigger you can go, the better. 32 is not as good as 320. 3,200 would be better than, but you see, if you look at real estate, watch what happens when you start scaling. One unit, let's say you have one unit and the rent's changed by $200. We see that all over the country, by the way. Miami right now, you see rents going up $1,200 in a month. This is not a new thing, by the way. This has been happening for 30 years. It just so happens nobody's been talking about it. Now everybody's talking about it. I was in San Diego, California. We were moving the rents $200 every month. We would move them $200 and go back to the guy that we just moved them $200 on and say, hey, bro, you didn't sign the lease? They're $400 now. Like, there's periods of time after contractions. What happens is there'll be a contraction. Things will flatten out. I've been saying that rents were flattening out. I was wrong on the flatten out. They just kept growing. But I try to keep you conservative. But watch what happens. Let's say you got one unit. Let's say you got a house and you're renting your house. And you Airbnb people, how many times have I said, be careful Airbnb? Atlanta just outlawed Airbnb. You cannot short-term rent your home. You'll be breaking the law and you can go to jail today. So you got to do long-term rentals today for that to work. Let's say I could change one unit $200 a month. That's $2,400 a year. That's a big deal. Unless you had 10 units. 10 units times $200 a month. How much is that? That's $24,000 a year. See, this starts changing your life. This is a year, by the way. $200 a month does not change your life, okay? $2,000 starts changing your life. You start thinking, hey man, this could start changing my life, okay? Now imagine if there's 32 units and you get $200 extra a month. I'm gonna do this on the month now. That's $6,400 a month. What is that, $80,000 a year? Mm-hmm. That's a job right there. That's a job without having the damn job, without trading your time. The number of units allow you to scale. So let's take and have a goal. Okay, Grant Cardone, nobody knew him, no credit, no money, owns 12,000 apartments. I am only an example of what is possible in this great country we live in, okay? But just because you want to do great things, if you're in the wrong vehicle, if you're selling hamburgers, I mean, you're not going to ever, you got to figure out some way to quit selling hamburgers or waiting tables, and you got to figure out some kind of way to get into the wealth game, and the wealth game is the accumulation of assets, okay? 12,400 units, and let's say the rents go up $200. What happens? Okay, I'm going to show you a little math here. Okay, now I'm already operating these 12,000 units. Is this relevant right now? Think this is relevant?
Yeah.
12,000 units. I did not know I would end up with 12,000 units, by the way. I remember I heard Barbara Streisand say she dreamed everything that ever happened to her. Most of the shit that's happened to me, I never dreamed. I just woke up one day and said, I can't believe I got this shit. Okay? Times $200 times 12. Okay, if you guys aren't tracking this, $2,976,000 extra dollars a year. Okay, now, that's only part of it. The $2,976,000 a year.
Extra income.
Extra income on top of whatever the properties are producing. By the way, they had to be cash flow to get debt on them. They had to be cash flow positive and stably cash flow positive to get debt on them for me to buy them. Okay, the banks are not going to let you go do something stupid. It does not exist. You cannot go upside down in these deals because the bank won't let you do that today. Okay, now watch.
Because they own the majority of the deal. They own 80% of the deal.
They're your biggest partner.
Yeah.
The banks. This is not what happened in 2008, 9, and 10, where no offense to the strippers that get all the strippers were blamed for everything. This cannot happen to you. You cannot go upside down in this where strippers were buying and bartenders and people were just gassing banks saying, I can buy it, I can afford it.
Stated income.
Yeah, unstated income, right? So this $2.9 million, I want to explain to you guys what this is worth. Because cash flow has a value, okay? If you divide that number by 0.035, divide that number by 0.035, you will see the value. It's called the value of that cash flow. What is that number, Jared?
70,857,142.
The value of that cash flow.
Your math is actually, it's 2.48, but that's fine.
Oh, was it?
Close
Okay.
enough.
Okay, so my math off, but I'd get some other income. But anyway, so is that what it is?
It's 2 point, yeah.
Okay, that's $70 million worth of new value on the property. So this is what I'm telling you guys. There's a certain asset class that sits in America right now. In every town in America, there is no place on the map in America, Mexico, Singapore, Dubai. Like you can pick the city, Canada. This exists everywhere. Australia, it's all over Australia. We're in Sydney, Australia. I was telling my wife, I'm like, man, if we were here, I'd buy everything I could. I'd get my hands on. New York City, you name the city, and I'm going to tell you that it exists there. Now, there's certain states and places that are better than other states and places. Government has a lot to do with the laws, how you collect your money. But this isn't just $3 million in new income a year. This is $70 million worth of new value. Why is that important? Because you can borrow that money out of this transaction and return the equity to your investors and own this asset with no dough. Okay? So these are my unbreakable rules. Trust me right now if you don't understand this. Trust me on these rules. They won't let you down. They've never let me down. Number 4. Always use debt. If you cannot get debt on the deal, don't do the deal. If debt doesn't like your deal, there's something about your deal that's no good, or, make a side note, you're with the wrong bank, which you could be, by the way. The first 2 deals I tried to buy, I went to the wrong banks on. Okay, the third deal that I bought, 2 banks told me no. It wasn't because the deal was bad, by the way. Okay, this is really important to understand. I was at the wrong bank, period. I'm like, hey man,
didn't invest in that type of asset.
They did not support that. Now today, that will never happen to you today because I'm going to tell you exactly what to ask the lender before you even get the meeting. Okay, there's 3 questions that you have to ask that lender. That if you ask those 3 questions, okay, you will know whether you should have a meeting with that bank or not. Because what you don't want to do, let's say I go to Jared Glant's bank and Jared Glant, the Glant lending system, and they bank, and they don't lend money on this deal. I don't want him telling me my deal's bad because he's not going to tell me he doesn't do those deals. He's going to tell me, nah, we don't want that piece of real estate. We don't like that. We're not doing that. Okay? He's basically going to take a dump on my real estate investment. That deal, 2 banks told me no, $5 million of profit that I have never paid taxes on. How would you like to make $5 million and never pay taxes on it? I did that deal 30 years ago and still haven't paid taxes on that deal. Number 5, you're looking for barriers to entry. Let me give you Florida on a map. Okay, see, when I saw Miami in 2010, and I saw tens of thousands of homes going away to the banks, I'm like, I told my wife, it's 2010, 11. I'm like, Miami is going to explode. Next thing we hear is 10,000 homes are being bought by Blackstone and BlackRock. These guys are always like, because they're sitting with coffers of dough.
I just saw that there's a stat that 46 or 48% of the transactions that happen on homes were cash transactions that went to institutions.
Yeah. 41% of all the homes bought in America last year, single family homes in America bought last year, were bought by investors, not end users. This is happening and has never happened before. And that's why I'm telling you, the next 15 months is your window. And when this window ends, it's probably over for most people to be able to accumulate real estate in this country. Okay? When you look at this map right here, when you look at the country, the state of Florida, and you open this, can they see this, Johnny?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't know if I can go bigger than this. Okay. These are called barriers to entry. Okay. Now, if you get into Miami here, did I lose it? Yeah. If you get into Miami and look at Miami, Miami is not that big. Okay. There's Naples on one side and Miami on the other side. These are called barriers to entry. There's an ocean. The barriers are ocean and wet.
Swamp. Yeah.
People are like, oh, you're going to go underwater in Miami. Dude, you can't buy apartments on the water in Miami. Okay? There's no apartments on the water. Like, to get an apartment on the water in Miami is very, very difficult to do. What you can buy in Miami on the ocean are homes and condos. I'm not telling you guys to buy a home or a condo. I'm telling you to go inland a little bit and buy the ocean. If you're within a mile of the ocean, people think it's cool as shit. Okay, because 1 mile away is the ocean, and 1 mile away is a swamp. Okay, in San Diego, California.
Everglades, yeah.
Huh?
At the Everglades, yeah.
The Everglades, yeah. So Miami does like this. This is the state of Florida, right? Miami's right here. Well, Miami just basically cuts into half. This is ocean, that's a beach, and this is a swamp. Okay, you got to go all the way to this side to get to Naples. By the way, Naples is a freaking sick market. Naples, Sarasota, this market is crazy. I like this a lot more than I like Tampa and Orlando up here. I also like the Gulf Coast. This coastline right here, the Panhandle, we own about 1,500 units in that Panhandle, particularly on getting close to the sand, even despite hurricanes, okay? I like all this space right here. Houston, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Austin, Texas. Austin has massive barriers to entry, and it has tremendous jobs coming into those markets. So does Miami. So 10 years ago, we moved here to Miami. Mm-hmm. Who came in this week? Did you see the big news?
Yeah, Ken Griffin from Citadel.
Ken Griffin from Citadel, man. This is one of the biggest hedge funds in the country. The entire company's leaving Chicago. Yep. People ask me all the time, what do you think about Chicago as a rental market? I'm like, compared to Miami, I don't like it. Okay, just so happens I'm more right than I'm wrong. So you want to look for barriers to entry. Also, you want to look at regulation and government next to your barriers to entry, because barriers to entry include the regulations in the government. Number 6, you want to buy below replacement cost. Okay, so right now, our company is actively seeking deals. I let go of 4 deals, $1 billion worth of real estate in the last 8 weeks. I'm on public record for it. I was written up in a big real estate article about, hey, why did I walk away from these deals? I explained exactly why. And the reason I walked away from those deals is because I am looking for the biggest opportunity of my lifetime, and I want to share that with you guys. You guys want to go buy real estate on your own? I'll show you exactly how to do it, how you can do it, okay? You want to be below replacement cost. Right now, I'm accumulating cash reserves.
Too heavy.
Cash reserves so that I can go make possibly a cash price offer on a deal. Now, I'm in a position to do that. Most of you can't, but you want to be below replacement cost. I made an offer on a deal last week. It cost them $180 million to build it. I offered them $120 to buy it. I'm looking at a deal in Houston, Texas right now. I know for sure they paid $650,000 per unit to buy it. I'm trying to buy that deal for $480,000. $480,000 a unit. I will make $170,000. I will make literally 40% of the cost to build it. It will just pop up and show up 2 years from now. Okay, so those deals exist and they're waiting for you and your family. Number 7, you want to underwrite to a worst case scenario. So when I underwrite a deal, we give you these formulas. I'm going to give it to you real quick. 32 times, let's say $1,000. Okay, that's the rent per month times 12 times 0.90 divided by, or times 0.50. Okay, that's the worst case scenario that you're going to have. That formula basically means this: 32 times the rent times 12 months times the vacancy or occupancy. I don't want you to use the 95% that the lender is going to let you use. I want you to use 0.90. I make very few exceptions to that, times 50%. If you're in Houston, Texas, it's got to be 50%. You're in Dallas, Texas, probably ought to be 52. If you're in Miami, it should be about 50, 51%. Tampa, Orlando, Savannah, Raleigh, like we have literally the underwriting criteria for every city. Salt Lake City is different than San Diego. San Diego's taxes are less than Miami's. You got to know what they are in your situation, and you want to underwrite to a worst case scenario. Number 8, if it don't cash flow, I say no. I don't do it. I'm just not going to buy a deal that doesn't have positive cash flow. So when we buy a deal, when you buy your first $1 million profit deal, listen to me. When you buy your first deal, I want you to be paid, write this down, I want you to be paid positive cash flow to wait for appreciation. Okay? And that positive cash flow will be a non-taxable event for you and your family. Number 9, price is the least important metric in the equation. Okay? Do not worry about the price unless that price exceeds replacement costs. Okay? Number 10, you got to know your exit. Okay? And there's a lot of exits. There's not one exit. Never have one exit. Hey, what is my exit going to be? Okay? So, what does that mean? I buy a deal. Let's say I buy a deal for $1 million and I want to exit for $3 million. You got to know how the next buyer, it's not hard to think that this could happen, by the way. Okay? That your deal could go up $3 million to it. So let's say the rents are $1,000 in this deal. How could that property go from $1 million to $3 million? When the rents go to $3,000, it's probably going to be worth $3 million. The rents only have to go up. You understand? If the rents go up, the value of the property goes up. Equal to, by the way, what the rents went up. Simple. This does not have to go, the value of the neighborhood does not have to improve. The rents just simply need to go up, okay? So one is a buyer. I got to find a buyer. When this buyer pays me $3 million, this buyer has to go get a loan on this deal or he's not going to do it. Now, I happen to have more exits than a sale. A sale is one exit, okay? That's one exit. A refinance is another exit, okay? I get my money out, but we keep the asset. A third exit is, and this is my play at Cardone Capital, is the accumulation of assets, okay? That I either sell to one group or we create a REIT and bring it to the market, okay? This would be a fourth and fifth exit. All right, these are different exits. I'm going to look for one group that I could sell all of it to, or 2 or 3 or 4 groups. Or second option, I sell to one group that's willing to pay me a massive premium for the accumulation of these assets. Because what I want to tell you guys out there, if you're thinking right now, bro, this guy lost me. Talks fast. He's covering all these numbers. Shit sounds too good to be true. I'm telling you, it is not too good to be true. This is real estate. Real estate has been the single best sector for thousands of years. Like from the beginning of time, men and women, families have sought places to live, okay? In America, it is becoming impossible to own real estate. We are 5.4 million homes short in America. We have 5 million homes short. Number one. Number two, we have a nation of people that do not want to rent anymore. Let me tell you why this is not going to change. Because I know some of you right now thinking, man, this guy tell me I'm going to make $1 million. That's exactly what I'm telling you. I'm going to tell you, you're going to make $1 million on your first deal, and you're probably going to make $3 million on your second deal, and you're going to get hooked on this game that I'm in. And you could make $30 million or $50 million worth of real estate. I'm telling you. When you guys click the link, also know this. Anytime you do anything with me, okay, anything, you don't like it, we give you your money back. Is that right, Jared? No questions asked. You're like, I don't like it. I didn't do it. About to die. I didn't do my deal. Whatever. You're not happy. I don't care. Look, I just want you to be happy. Most importantly, I want you to get in the game. Okay. So remember that you cannot create wealth working. You can only create wealth when you invest. This is what America's not telling you. It's what the government's not telling you. Workers never get rich. Only people that ever get rich in this country are people that invest their money, that take pieces of paper, convert it to a real asset. We're 5.4 million homes short in America today. Housing, okay? Number one. Number two, the reason this won't end. There is no affordable homes in America today, and we will never build them again. There is a shortage. Everybody agrees with this, Democrat, Republicans, every city. There's a shortage of affordable housing in America. Number three, you got this thing, millennials. I don't even know how to spell that. They have no interest in owning a home. There's only 75 million of them. And they have very little interest. Yeah, they say, oh, I'd like to own a home. I want to own a home one day, but it ain't today. They don't want to own a home. They don't want to own a car. They wouldn't own their clothes, okay? There's a lot of people out there that have zero interest in ownership. They want to use something, okay? Top that off with this. There's a thing called the baby boomer. Okay, I'm one of those baby boomers. This person has very little interest in home ownership today. Why? Jared, is your mom and dad out looking for a house today?
No.
Okay, do they own a home?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're never going to go buy a second home. So you don't have a big demand for a second home. In fact, they're probably more likely to figure out how to get the equity out of their home and want to travel when they're 80 than go buy another home, okay? We're hearing a lot more people today say this is the driving force behind this renter. And I'm telling you, this is going to end up being everywhere the baby boomer goes, every single where they've gone for the last 50 years, wealth has been created. These are going to become short-term renters, long-term renters, not owners of real estate. They're going to sell their homes. Tremendous opportunity to go buy their homes, give them cash, not a profit, pay them income, actually own their asset. My mother-in-law lives in Daphne, Alabama, a little place just outside of Daphne. Beautiful little, it's not called Daphne, it's called something really close to Daphne.
Mobile?
No, not Mobile. Mobile, Daphne, it's a cute little garden-style community. But she has no interest in owning a home. My mother, before my mother died, was renting an apartment and was happier in that apartment, paying $900 a month for an apartment. Light bulb, fix it. My table broke, fix it. The switch doesn't work, fix it. The paint needs painting, fix it. I can go to the pool, I can hang out, she can do whatever she wanted. She loved being there as a renter, okay? So this is becoming a different way of living today. Number 11, refi your property, unbreakable real estate rules. Do not sell your real estate unless it's garbage real estate. Many of you out there, you own a home right now.
Fair hope.
Fair hope, exactly. Fair hope.
Thanks,
Fair hope.
Rich.
Thank you, Rich. So many of you out there, you got a home right now with $400,000 or $500,000 worth of equity. In our real estate course, I'm going to show you exactly what I would do with that $400,000 or $500,000 worth of equity in your home in Raleigh to convert that $400,000 or $500,000. Watch this. You got $400,000 sitting in equity in a home. I would convert that to a $2 million asset that produces cash flow in the same market that you already believe in. If you guys think you made a bunch of money in that house in Raleigh, in Hillsboro, Bakersfield, Tucson, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Salt Lake City, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. You think you got a bunch of money because you're in Fort Lauderdale? Take the $2 or $3 million that you got sitting in that damn house in Fort Lauderdale or Scottsdale. Convert that to $6 or $8 million worth of real estate in the same damn neighborhood. If you guys think housing makes a lot of money, imagine what 32, 64, 264 units would make you, okay? All right. Again, I want to make this offer to you guys. We're going to close this out in a few minutes. Real Estate Investor System, $10,000 course on buying apartments. You get the introductory course and the advanced course. You also get my real estate resource book right here.
Yeah, the resource book.
I'm gonna go over the Summit book with you. Jared's going to show you one of these. I'm going to show you the other one. The resource book is underwriting, buying deals, due diligence.
This is the list of the top brokers in the country and how to contact them. Purchase and sale agreements. Let's see here.
That's the PSA. A PSA. You could spend as much as anywhere from $7,500 to $57,000 on the purchase and sale agreement. Hang on a second.
Yep.
PSA is the purchase and sale agreement. It has to be negotiated by a lawyer. Okay. Also, your debt instrument. Your debt instrument has to be signed off by a lawyer. That could cost you $4,000 or $5,000. Both those things are in this book.
The loan package due diligence checklist, applications for residency, notice of intent to vacate. Let's see here. Hurricane checklist prepared, unconditional waiver of release, 7-day to cure payment notice, property incident, lease contracts, make ready, settlements, GL codes, petty cash, expiration.
These things, by the way, put you in a position as a rookie. It makes you look like a veteran. Like, I know what I'm doing, okay? And also, when you go to your management company, if you're having a management company, you make sure now that they have this in place. I'm gonna give you the resource book. I'm gonna give you the introductory course and the advanced course. Those are 20 grand, 10,000 each. They're on my website. You can go buy them there for 10 grand. You'd be insane to do that. Because today, while we're live, you can grab all that for $997 plus the 3 days in Miami in what, 16 days?
Yep.
If you can't make the 3-day event in Miami, if I were you, I would not put it off for any reason. I would tell your boss. If you got to tell your boss, dude, I have to be out those 3 days. If you got to tell your mom, your wife, your mom, your dad, your kids, dude, I got to be out those 3 days. Whatever you got to do, be there. Okay, do not put this off to the next one later in the year. And the reason I don't want you to put it off is because you have 5 months right now that you need to be looking at deals. I need you to bring deals to me in 16 days that we will underwrite from the stage. Okay, I spend 3 days with you. This event is about 25 hours, 26 hours long. Okay, and I want to see deals. I will fund deals. Bring me a deal and I will fund the deal while we're in the room. Okay, that will happen at this. So introductory course, let me just tell you what you're getting. This is all video content. You don't need to read anything. This is full video content delivered to your phone, your tablet, or your computer. Introductory course to buying apartments. Okay, it's about 12 hours long. Jared, am I right on this?
Yeah.
3 days live with Grant Cardone, okay? This is one of the most successful events we've ever hosted. We've only done this one other time. There's a $5,000 seat. I'm gonna give it to you. This takes place in 16 days. The access to the real estate resource book, including what Jared was talking about, a list of brokers in the country, companies in the country, where the deals are, access to the deals, PSA, due diligence, underwriting, crazy.
That summit, by the way, they can do a live ticket or a virtual ticket. We've got the next ones in 16 days. We do a couple of these per year.
Oh, they can go to this on a Zoom call?
They can do the real estate summit. We also have a virtual option for this one. So if they can't make it live, they can attend virtually. Yeah. Now, can I ask you the one question that like literally will not go away from the chat?
Yeah. Am I done with this though? So that I can make sure they know everything they're getting because the first. We got to extend this now. So I'm going to extend it to the next 100 because over 100 people have taken advantage of this. I want to just give acknowledgments to who bought this already, maybe on the screen behind me. I'm also going to include my proprietary spreadsheet.
Melissa, Carson, Adam, Brennan, Brian, Sharice, William, Jesse, Dallas, Chris, Steve, Swati.
They can throw it on the screen behind me, Jared. So check this out. Jared, Johnny, can you go to my screen? I'm going to give you guys this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to show you. This is very private. Okay. So I'm asking you, please do not share these deals. In fact, you know what? I'm going to close the name of the deals down. There you go. Okay, these are deals we're looking at right now. I'm going to give you this spreadsheet. There's a number of things I do. I have working deals, on-market deals, lost deals, portfolio, and on-market. Also, 6-tab sold deals. I'm going to give you the way we underwrite these deals and the things that we track. Okay, this is our spreadsheet formula so that I can look at as many as 25 deals in a day. I look at 25 deals every single day, including weekends. Sometimes I look at 50 deals, okay? So when I get interested in a deal, a working deal, this first sheet is working deals. I'm working 3 deals in Houston, 2 in Dallas, a lease up, 2 more deals in Houston, 3 more deals in Houston, 1 in Pinecrest, Scottsdale, Tempe, Boca, Naples, Fort Myers, Palm Beach, Sarasota, Destin, Davie, a pro forma that we'll work on, Madison, Alabama, South Florida, Daphne, Alabama, I mentioned it earlier, and these are working deals. Those are just working deals. Here's on-market deals. These are, I'm going to scan through this so y'all don't see the deals, but I can't show you everything. 135 different deals that I am actively on-market deals that we have looked at and they did not make the working deals category. Here are deals that I lost, okay? Now, we keep these deals I lost. The reason I keep deals lost is because, check this out. We follow and track lost deals because we think we'll be able to go back and buy those deals later from people that might have made mistakes buying deals at the wrong time. We know who bought them, when they bought them, what they paid for them, how to get the data. We know where they got their equity from and their debt. By the way, the guy that owns the deal doesn't necessarily control the deal. Now, the reason I'm telling you all that is because this is how this works. The most important thing in real estate is the deal. And this sheet, we'll include it. We're going to give it to the next 100 people plus whoever took advantage of this already. We're going to give you this because if you can't track deals, what you're looking at, what you lost, what you got, what you wanted, what didn't sell, then you don't have that first criteria filled up, okay? All right, Jared, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, no, I was just, you can pop through a few of these here.
Yeah.
And pick up, I'll show you.
But
yeah.
I thought you had a big question.
Oh, yeah.
You had some big...
You said, hey, the 3 questions you need to ask a lender are, and then...
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't
Yeah,
answer.
number one, what DCR do you underwrite to? Yeah, we're not doing apartments right now. Boom, that's it. You don't need to pitch him that deal. That's the first question you need to ask, okay? Number 2 question, how much multifamily have you funded in the last 12 months? Okay. Number 3, what is your maximum approval? You're talking to one individual. Let's say Alan's the lender. What is your maximum approval level before you have to go to a senior? I can approve up to 25 million. Okay, good. And your deal's 150. You're talking to the wrong guy. So you need to know those 3 things. You ask those 3 questions. You're not going to look like an idiot. Nobody's going to treat you like an idiot, even though you might be in the beginning. Guess what? An idiot. And hey, man, don't feel bad about it. Real estate is where idiots can freaking get rich. You're looking at one right now. Okay, remember, I did not know what I was doing on my first deal. On my first deal, paid $1.9 million. Can you show them this, Johnny? Put 350 grand down, okay? We profit $2.4 million on this one single deal. The positive cash flow was 168 grand a year. This deal right here, I'm 33 years old when this deal happens, changed my life forever. I made more money on one deal than I had made working 8 years. Actually, more money than I'd made since I was 15 years old. Summer schools, weekends, hustling, side hustles, busting my ass. One deal, one real estate deal. I was paid to wait to make $2.4 million. One deal made me a millionaire, okay? Second deal. By the way, I shouldn't have sold that deal. Big mistake. Big mistake. Property's worth $14 or $15 million today. I could have refinanced this 4 times, taken money out of it 4 different times. Shouldn't have sold it. Let me just show you this property. Let me see. Cedar Woods. Let's see if the name's even changed on this. I haven't looked this deal up. Cedar Woods. Cedarwood Apartments, Vista, California. Same damn color. Look at this. That's a picture of when I bought it. Look at it. Okay. Cedar Woods, 210 Cedar Road. Again, guys, you cannot get hoodwinked. When somebody says they did something, say, show me the address. Okay, there's the address. 210 Cedar Road. Go back to the public records. It's going to be all over San Diego County. Public record. I don't know what this thing's worth today. Oh, the rents, $19.25 a month. It was $6.50 when I was there. $19.25 times, how many units were there? 30, what did I say? 32? Yeah, 38, 38. No, 48. 1925 times 38 produces $877,000 of growth. Oh, 878. There's the number right there. Sorry. Okay. I need a phone. I want to call these people and see if they got any occupancy.
What's the phone number?
855-791-0114.
Oh, wait, I typed it in. 855-791.
844
844
791 0114. Same color, same property, man. I knew this property, by the way. I drove up on this property. With the information I'm going to give you guys, you're going to be able to drive up in a place, and in 10 seconds, you'll know whether you should buy it or not. Great opportunity right here. They don't even answer the phone. They have one review there at this property. How many reviews do we have at Cardone Capital?
Thousands.
See, this property is a great. I'm showing you exactly.
We appreciate your interest in our community. At this moment, we do not have any apartment available for rent. If you would like
100%. No apartments available for rent.
At the beginning of July,
That's what you said.
we'd appreciate it. Our business hours are Monday to Thursday from 9.
Monday to Thursday, they're not even open 5 days of the week.
It's probably underpriced.
1,000% it's underpriced. This might be a deal right here, by the way. This property could be a deal. Imagine if I could take this deal, 38 times 200. The rent seems cheap to me, $1,900. San Diego County? I know what this is,
$2
man.
grand a month,
There's
yeah.
a Starbucks freaking half a block away, okay? So if I could raise the rents, I'm gonna show you how I would do this deal. I know the deal. This is why you want to keep track. You want my performance so you can keep these deals, because I can literally go back and make money on this deal another time, okay? Everybody that's ever bought this piece of real estate has made money on it. That's a crazy whacked out thing here, is nobody gets screwed in real estate when you know what you're buying, okay? If I could raise the rents 200, which I think is a real deal, times 12, okay? That's $91,200. Oops, on a deal that's already full, okay? By the way, right now would be a good time to go try to buy this thing, because people are freaking terrified right now with real estate. 91,000 and everything. Oh, there's going to be a housing crisis, the housing bubble. It's going to all fall apart. Divided by 0.035. I could pick up, divide this number, what number is that, Jared? What did I say that number was? 71,000? 200.
It was 70. I think it was
200.
78,000.
Let me just give you the math so you guys can learn how to do this yourself. God damn it. 200 times 48 units. You're going to get it on all of them, by the way. Times 12 is how much money? 100%.
$115,200.
$115,000 in new cash flow for the property. All you got to do is change the rents. Like, you didn't need to fix anything, do anything, paint it, nothing. I've walked on properties before and given it the sign of the cross and raised the rents. I'm like, go. Okay, why? New guy bought it. He raises the price of it. Inflation is what the name of it is. It's your boy Joe Biden doing it for you, okay? Inflation is good for real assets. How much is that, Jared? 115?
What is that, a 3 cap?
San Diego, California, you can't build there. Barriers to entry, cannot build.
High demand.
Nobody, if you built it right now, you'd have to spend $700,000 a door to build it. So that would cost you $28 million to build the property. Any number under $28 million is a steal. Any number. based on the cost to enter the deal, okay? So, but this number, if I don't need to build anything. I'm just going to move the rents. Watch. What is that, Jared? 115 a year? Divided by a 3 cap. Divided by,
It's 3.8 million.
I could make more money on the deal buying it today. Listen, I could make more money buying the deal today than I made on it in 1998. So when you guys all think, man, it's over, I can't buy real estate, it's not true. You just need to shift. You know, people say stay in your lane. No, not in real estate. In real estate, you just need to shift lanes. You need to move over. You're in the wrong lane. You're in a home lane, and you should be in the apartment lane right here. You shouldn't go to the office lane. It'll open up again one day, but it's not open right now. The retail lane's not open, okay? You want to slide over from buying a house to saying, I want to buy 32 houses, and I want to do it in one deal, and I don't have any money, and I don't have any debt. Guys, make sure you hit that deal. All I want from this is this. The reason we're giving this away so cheap, I want to build my investor base. Okay? You understand that I have raised $1 billion in cash. Just shy of that. What is 1 billion? 1 billion to buy $5.2 billion worth of real estate. I want to bring more people together that are serious about real estate. We thought about doing this course for nothing. Okay? And everybody said, if we do it for nothing, we're not going to get the serious people. So we came up with a number, 997. At least it shows you're serious about learning this. The 997 is not as important to me. It's getting you into our ecosystem so we can start having conversations so that when you're in Vista, California, or you're in Valencia, down in
Valencia.
Or you're up the street, man. Maybe you're in Fort Lauderdale and you saw a deal or heard about a deal from an uncle of yours that I didn't know about, okay? Or maybe you're in Tallahassee or Tampa. Or you're up in Detroit and you know something going on in Detroit if anything ever is going to happen in Detroit again. Or maybe something in Chicago or Wyoming, wherever. And you're like, man, I got this deal, it's too big for me. My investor base, the people that are working with me grows, and then we can go buy a deal. Because remember, I don't want $5 billion worth of real estate. I need your help to get to $50 billion. So the 997, folks, is just there to say, hey, man, you're serious. Is there a payment plan, Jared? Is there anything people can do?
Put a payment plan together. So there's a payment plan. If you go, you could just click the button on the page. It'll take you to the checkout. There's a drop down that allows you to make 2 payments. If you need to make a payment schedule for yourself, you can do it there. And then like Grant said before, it's 100% satisfaction guaranteed.
Yeah. You don't need to explain anything to us. By the way, I should not have sold that property. Okay? If I was refinancing this in 2022 today, let's say it's only worth $14 million. Let's say I don't even raise the rents. If I raise the rents, I pick up another $4 million on top of this calculation. I'd get debt for $10 million. I'd owe $400,000 on the deal by now because I'd paid it off. And I'd walk away with $10 million in my pocket. Because of one decision that I made when I was 33 years old. But I was stupid. I didn't, because everybody starts stupid. I didn't have the data I needed. So I'm like, I'm gonna pick up my money and go. I shouldn't have done that. Real estate, you don't have to get rid of it. You just need to repaint it every 10 years. You need to put a roof on it every 10 years. And then it'll just keep taking care of you. By the way, this piece of real estate will be there. I promise you, that piece of real estate will be around longer than a company called Facebook, who couldn't perform for us today, by the way. Fucking long way away from the metaverse. Mark Zuckerberg talking about his Oculus, can't get his goddamn Facebook streaming working. Okay, that piece of property, by the way, will be there when the Democrats and the Republicans still can't work out their problems. It will still be there. 50 years from now, that piece of real estate will still be right where it is today. And there will be people renting that piece of real estate. I've owned real estate where the renters had been there longer than the last 4 owners, okay? 7 reasons to buy real estate and to do it right now, okay? Number 1 reason, proven asset class. This ain't a risk, folks. This is the easiest place in the world to raise money and to get debt. Number 2, capital preservation. Okay, Warren Buffett says, don't lose money, and don't lose money. I had dinner with him a week and a half ago. Dude, he loves this space. He knows you don't lose here. You cannot lose because you're not going to get over leveraged. Number 3, cash flow when you sleep. You sleep, you drink, you rest, you take a nap. Ain't nobody knows. I die. Okay? 12,400. Lane asked me the other day, if you died, what would happen to the real estate? Well, let me tell you exactly what would happen. You want to know next month or next year? 12,400. She's like, well, what happens the first month? 1950. I said it provides you with $24 million worth of gross income next month. Next year, 290 million. Next 10 years, without a rent bump,
2.9 billion.
2.9 billion over the next 10 years of gross income. If you watch my interview with Tillman Fertitta, what did I ask him? Tillman, what have your cash registers rung up your whole career? He had never been asked that question before. Over $1 trillion. So you want to get that the top number that got to get big for your family to get free. Okay? Number 4, real assets versus what? Folks, I've been telling you, warning you. If you haven't been following me, I've been telling my audience, be careful of the cryptos. Be more careful of the stocks. I like Bitcoin better than I do the stock market, by the way. Be careful on the come up of buying a house. Buy real assets that cash flow. Okay? Never sit on cash. It's garbage. It buys nothing. Number 5, tax advantages. The tax advantages from real estate, you are not going to thank me until you do this. Once you get the tax advantages, then you're going to be like, I cannot believe it. I have 8,000 investors, of which 1,000 of them have sent me personal emails saying, my accountant thanks you for me investing in this because my tax bill went down, even though my income went up. Number 6, long-term appreciation. You cannot stop this. The value of apartments in America and the value of the rents in America have gone up since 1945. It just so happens everybody's talking about it right now. How long have I been talking about it, Johnny?
Over 10 years.
Over 10 years. Rents are going up, rents are going up, rents are going up, rents are going up. You guys, I'm telling you, rents are going up. And now they're going up and everybody's talking about it. Number 7, leverage. 15% returns. This is what you should average and will average when you do the right deals at the right time in the right location. Use my underwriting criteria. You will make 15% per year in order to achieve an infinite return in the future. What is an infinite return? I have no money in the deal and it pays me. Or I've taken money out of the deal and it pays me. Okay? The priorities in real estate. Man, how much of this can I cover, Johnny, for these guys? Hey, you guys enjoying this? Is this good? I don't want to give you guys too much.
And G, you know what's crazy? When this whole pandemic thing started, you said that the rents were going to go up because everybody's staying home and it's going to get worse. And guess what happened 1 year later? Things didn't get better. Things got worse.
4 years ago, there's 2 years before COVID, people were like, they were going to go to the micro apartments. Micro apartments became this big thing all over the country. New York City was going to have a micro. We didn't buy any micro apartments. I'm like, bro, nobody wants to be in less space. Okay? People want more room, not less room. We did not buy one micro deal anywhere in the country. Okay? Also, about 8 years ago, you got to know trends. You got to understand trends. You got to study a lot of data to know where your money needs to go. 10 years ago, we moved from California to Miami for one reason, to buy real estate. We moved our entire company, our entire family here to buy real estate here. Look what I've done in the last 10 years. I made more money in the last 10 years than I made the first.
Your entire life.
My entire lifetime times 10. Okay? So like one deal could change your life. Folks, we only have a few spots left. If you're going to take advantage of this, click the link, okay? GrantCardone.com/deal. When this ends today, this is over. If you're on Clubhouse, Instagram, you're live with us on Facebook or Ustream, however you saw this, when we end this, this is over, okay? There's no reason for you not to do this. I've given you a guarantee. I've given you a pay. I've made the deal so ridiculous, it's ridiculous. It is a tax write-off, by the way, so you can write this off as an investment in your real estate career. So the $997 really only costs you about $500, Okay, we set up 2 payment plans. I'm giving you my resource book that's $2,500. I'm giving you my underwriting criteria that's made me $1 billion, a couple $1 billion. I'm giving you both my 12-hour course and my 13-hour course, the advanced and the basic.
Deep dive and the introduction.
I'm throwing in a cash flow hat to remind you what you're going for. If it don't cash flow,
say no.
Say no. If it's only one door, I say no. You need 32 doors, ideally. 16 at minimum. 64 is even better. You don't need money and you don't need debt. Debt will follow the deal. So remember, priorities in real estate as we close out here. Priorities in real estate. Real estate is senior. The deal is senior. Okay? It should cover 80% of your equation. Don't worry about the debt and the equity. 2, underwriting the deal for a worst case scenario. What is the worst case? What is your break even? I do all this in the course. What's your break even on the deal? If we had another COVID, what would happen? Okay, by the way, people went to bigger units. Our renewal rates went up. Our rents went up. God bless COVID.
Because you had because you had quality product.
I had quality real estate.
Because people that you know, who these people watching now also know, had garbage stuff that they got nailed on.
Guys,
right?
I know people they didn't cash flow for 2 years. My cash flow went up during COVID. When my other businesses were getting hurt, my cash flow at my apartments went up. Our renewal rates went to record levels, levels we had never ever seen before. I hope they bring COVID back, frankly. Bring it back for a little while, okay? Because all they got to do is threaten it, and it's going to push money back into these states where I'm investing. By the way, in the resource book, we are telling you exactly what states and locations are most desirable, okay? We have 22 spots left, folks, okay? Jared's telling me. Number 4, writing a compelling offer. How do you write an offer? How do you communicate to the broker? How do you get them to keep calling you back? You're going to find one of your biggest problems, one of the biggest problems in buying real estate is getting the deal. To get the deal, you need to talk to the broker. To get the broker to talk to you is almost impossible. Now, I can get them on the phone because they know my name. I'll go to the conferences. I'll bet you I've spent, I don't know, $2 million making connections, network, conferences, doing deals. When you do $5 billion worth of deals, let me see. Let me just go to this. Watch this. And this is what you should be doing with your mentors, okay? When Robert Kiyosaki gives you advice on real estate, just put in Google, Robert Kiyosaki, last apartment deal. You ain't gonna find anything. You're gonna see something back. There is no deals in his name. No offense to Robert, but.
Here, I'm gonna pop up a video of all your deals right now.
A video of what?
Of all your deals.
Okay, here. Okay, what is it? A video? Is it an article?
It's a loop of all your deals.
Okay, okay, you're gonna do that. Hold on, I'm gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna show. I just put in Grant Cardone real estate deal in Florida. Grant Cardone Capital, 4 Florida properties, $740 million. You can't fake this. You cannot get Google to say something about you. This is done by some other group, Gail Kalinowski, December 14, 2021. What was going on in 2021? Full on COVID, baby. We were right in the middle of this shit. Like it was unleashing. There was masks, there was 6 feet, there was signs, there was like threats of a vaccine, mandates of a vaccine, threats to companies. You got to shut down, you got to vaccinate your people. We bought 1,700 units that year. 1,700 units on December 14th. We closed 1,700 units. That was almost $800 million worth of real estate. We closed in 1 month, okay? You don't fake this. Here's the properties, 584 units in San Michelle. Let me show you this one deal. Johnny, can they see this article right here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, watch this one deal. I did this deal less than 1 year ago, December 21, right? So what are we in right now, 22? 5 months ago. I did this deal 5 months ago. 585 units. Call Ryan Secco. 585 units. I think we're 98% occupied right now. Let me just see something. Back to my spreadsheet. My spreadsheets don't lie. Okay. Let me see spreadsheets. Okay, here's San Michelle. I'm gonna show you San Michelle on my spreadsheet. Johnny, can they see this?
Yes, sir.
He just hang up. He'll call you right back. Watch. That's what he always does to me. 585. Here's the deal. 10X Weston. You see this deal? 587 units. I'm sorry. 587 units. See this deal right here? This is not public information, by the way. This is private. Okay, 587. We're raising the rents $1,200 a unit. That's what Ryan was going to tell us. Okay, can you believe that shit? $1,200. They're massive units. These are 1,200, 1,300, 1,400 square foot units. 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms. Okay, it is the last property. It was the last property.
He just called back.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yo, bro. Hey, how much are we raising the rents at Weston? Am I exaggerating? Huh?
So old rents were 3,000. New rents are over 4,200.
Thank you. Bye. $1,200. Okay, let me just show you what we're going to make on this deal. This was an off-market deal. We found it off-market. 587.
Hey, can we add like 40 or 50 more
Yeah.
to the deal?
Yeah. I can't promise you that I got hats for everybody. We might have blown through the hats, guys. Okay, but we will make space for you at the conference. Cash flow hat is sick, isn't it? Only thing I regret is it doesn't have "Don't be a little bitch" on it. Because you guys got to get your cash flow. Otherwise, you're going to complain about this inflation thing. The only way to beat inflation is to collect assets. You cannot beat inflation saving money. How do you eat less? Okay, how do you put less gas in your car? All you're going to do is contract. The only way to combat inflation is to collect assets. So I keep trying to do the math on this, okay? Okay, Jared, open it up for 100 more people. And that's it. And
Okay.
then turn it off, okay? 587 times 1,200, some of you have probably done the math before I did, is, you know this number already? Times 1,200. This is stupid money right now. 8,400,000 a year in new income.
Oh boy. Wait till you do the big math.
Now, $8,452,000.
New income.
Now, new income, which all of it will hit the bottom line because I'm already running my operations. I already have paint and carpets and kitchens and bullshit, right? But hey, let's say I keep it all just for conversation. Divided by 0.0.
Cap rate. He's dividing by the cap rate.
I'm using the cap rate to determine what that cash flow is worth to me. I'll explain all this to you later. You'll get the whole understanding. We'll go over and over until you got it cold. Okay? Anybody come up with a number yet?
It's got to be big.
How big?
9 figures.
More than I paid for the real estate.
I'm sorry.
$250 million. One deal. I don't even believe this number. Hang on a second. I got to do this again. 587 times 1,200 times 12 divided by 0.035. It's $241 million.
Shit, I'm glad I got in that deal.
One deal. I've been buying real estate since I was 28 years old. Learning it, studying it. Like, if you guys don't know who I am, you never follow me, I've written 8 books. I have 13 other best-selling business programs. I've sold products to Fortune 500 companies, Allstate, Morgan Stanley, Ashley Furniture. I've done all this stuff, right? We do these big conferences called the 10X Growth Conference. I've done stuff with Kevin Hart, Dana White. I'm gonna see Dana in 2 days. I've done, did a movie piece with John Travolta, did a movie last year. I've had all this great stuff happen to me. But the best stuff I've done is help people get in the game. You know, I lost my dad when I was 10 years old. This is all I wanted. I wanted somebody to help show me the way. And like when you're looking around and there doesn't seem to be any opportunities. You know, when you're like getting paid $15 an hour and you're like, hey, can I get $20 an hour? It doesn't change anything. $5 times 40, $200, dude. It's going to go to gas. Even if you get a raise, it's going to fuel. You're paying $7 if you're in California, maybe $8, could be to 10, but before the end of the year. 50% of American households don't have $1,000 in a freaking emergency account. People can't pass financial literacy test. The American household is not getting ahead. You have whole communities of people, the black and brown community, being left behind every single day for years. Why? Because they're not collecting assets. You got people coming out of college with degrees that are baristas in freaking Starbucks. It's a shame, man. I meet a guy this morning, man, I've been studying your material for years. Bro, when are you going to get in the game, bro? You can't just keep studying. You can't just keep watching my YouTube stuff. That's what he said while he filled up my little coffee this morning, okay? Well, they don't tip anybody over at Starbucks anymore. You can't get a tip. Why? Because they went mobile. Mobile apps killed baristas. One day they'll replace them. The only way for your family to get ahead today is to invest in real assets. Prior to today, your excuse was, I don't have the money, I don't have the debt, and I don't have the know-how, okay? The debt and the money are not the issue. I can get you debt and I can get you the equity. You are the only one that can get the know-how, okay? You can do it by trial and error by yourself, like I did. Cost me so much money. I didn't even know what deals to look at. I was looking at the wrong deals all the time. And when I looked at the right deal, guess the other thing that happened? The other thing that happened, when I looked at the right deal and didn't have the right knowledge, I didn't buy the deal. And there's deals that I didn't buy that cost me millions and millions. You can see this one deal. Clearly somebody missed this deal. Somebody didn't know what I knew during COVID. Okay, now we're in another COVID moment. By the way, this moment is going to be better for you and your family than COVID was because interest rates spiked. Okay, they're going to come back down. Trust me, they will come back down. But right now you want to look, you want to watch. You're looking for properties that have been built in markets that have positive job migration, positive governmental regulations, okay? You got job support around it where you got companies coming in, like when I hear Citadel coming here, these are not low paying jobs. These are freaking, these are
hedge fund, private
these are
equity,
hedge fund, big money coming here. Those big money people coming here are going to be renters. They're not going to be owners. They will not be buying property. You want to look in markets where there is a shortage of real estate in the market. Houston, Texas will never get the rent that Miami will get. I don't care what they do. And Houston, Texas will never get what Austin does. It doesn't matter. I invest in Houston. When you buy real estate in Houston, Texas, you better not be sloppy there. Okay? When you go to Scottsdale, Arizona, Phoenix, Mesa, Tempe, okay? You get to Scottsdale, you can be a little loose. You get to Tempe, you better be careful. You better know what you're doing. Okay? By the way, you could literally blindfold yourself and buy anywhere in Phoenix right now and probably end up being fine as long as you don't over leverage, which you won't do because the banks won't let you. But you still need to know what your price is going to be. Where's your money going to come from? How's your debt look? Okay? I'm going to explain all of it to you. It's in the little red column below. Click on that button. Hope you take advantage of this. I hope you found benefit, got some takeaways from this, even maybe just like open your eyes up to like, hey, we're putting our money in a house, man. We're out shopping for a house. We should be shopping for this stuff. And by the way, I'm not saying you shouldn't buy a house. I'm saying wait till you get rich. Wait till assets start taking care of you. Let your wealth assets buy your living assets. Okay? Jared, any last words, Jared?
Yeah, I mean, look, guys, this one event is really the only event that we do all year long that Grant does all 3 days. He loves teaching this stuff and is a master at it. Like he said before, he's the only guy that's got what he's got in real estate that's teaching people how to do it. Like most of the guys that get into his band, they disappear. They go hide. They just want to make money. He's here. He's showing up today. He 2.5 hours he's been here. We were trying to keep him to an hour and a half. He always goes a little over. But look, come spend 3 days with us. I know for me, the stuff that he taught me and investing alongside of him, it changed my life forever. I went from no investments, like my parents never invested in real estate. I didn't know anything about it. Today, I have about $14 million of equity invested.
He didn't learn the game. He works at his game. I said, don't even worry about learning the game, bro. Just stay with me. Trust me with your money. I'll do the right thing with it. If you don't have a guy like me to do that with, you need to learn the game.
And so this course, this online course, all the bonuses, the 3-day workshop, like this is an opportunity for you guys to truly at least expose yourself to how this stuff works, because you've got to figure it out. I know how it works, but I just choose to focus my attention on making money, and then I invest in him through Cardone Capital. We have a payment plan available on the page. Just click the button below wherever you're at. We have a payment plan available. We have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. If for whatever reason this isn't for you, we'll give you your money back. It's no big deal. We just want more people to be exposed to this. I want to see more success stories. Grant has changed my life forever with this. I know he can do the same for you and your family. This guy is the man.
Yeah,
he is the property king right here.
I mean, it's true. Like you can take. I know everybody else is doing courses and teaching courses. No offense, they're all good. I know a lot of these guys. I know them all probably, right? If I don't know them all, they know me. None of them own the amount of real estate I own. That's not a dish to them or a dig or anything. It is what it is, man. You either own it or you don't. So I'm telling you guys, I'm already eating the dog food. It's good too. Shit, dog food, good for me. This food takes care of my family forever. Keep in mind, when something happens to you in your lifetime, car wreck, whatever, you name it, you die, probably gonna happen. This real estate don't die. It'll take care of your family. This real estate takes care of my family forever. This is worth you learning. You go to Purdue, you go to Harvard, Yale, MIT, they're not gonna teach you this stuff there. None of these courses exist. All the real estate courses that exist out there are flipping, Airbnb, wholesaling, how to buy a house. Ain't nobody telling you how to buy this stuff. This is the gold. This is the best investment vehicle in the country today and on planet Earth. It just so happens that America has the largest apartment stock in the world. This is going to start happening in Germany. It's happening right now across Europe. It's going to happen in Mexico. I know a big group that's going to build a bunch of stuff out in Mexico. It's going to happen in the Costa Ricas, the smaller markets. Promise you it's going to happen, but you need to know exactly what you're looking for. So one last time, I'm going to give you guys one last chance to hit that button and grab this. We're going to include the cash flow hat as long as I have a supply. I'll try to sign a bunch of them if you guys care about that. I'm going to give you the introductory course to buying real estate, okay? That's all these courses right here, okay? It comes in full video and you get to go over all this content in a booklet, okay? I'm going to also give you, and I'm not showing it here, the advanced course. I went to Turks and Caicos and broke down. I go over this basic information and I go hard, deep on it, okay? So I start really breaking down the numbers and the explanations of all the terminology of real estate so that you're confident when you're doing this, you know what to look for and you know what questions to ask. I'm also going to include my resource book. This is not the resource book. This is the book we go over live.
This is the resource book.
I'm going to go over our resource book. Okay, this resource book is like, what's an escrow? Some of this stuff I still don't like. What is the title? There's so many like legal bullshit terminology, the deed and so much jargon. I'm not, my wife just finished doing a real estate course. It didn't teach her anything about real estate. Taught her all this garbage. Mm-hmm. I'm like, but why don't they just give you that and you have a little check sheet? Why do you got to spend freaking 300 hours? You don't even learn how to sell a piece of real estate. And by the way, once she got done with the course, all she did was hire somebody to do all that stuff for her anyway. So I'm going to give you the first pages in here is page 5 of this book, the multifamily brokers in the country. There's no book on the planet that has these names. These are the names and the phone numbers, okay? And by the way, if they don't work here anymore, They work somewhere in this space. These guys never leave this space. These guys control all the real estate in America. This book, just this one page, page 5, is probably worth $1 million to the right person at the right time. Jared said we would do the money back guarantee. Anybody that takes advantage of the money back guarantee, you're just taking advantage of yourself. I'm just telling you right now. That's cruel to yourself and your family that you would even want your money back, because it basically says you quit on the program. The underwriting a deal, how to write an offer. If you don't know how to write an offer, you're not going to get a deal. Nobody's going to listen to you, okay? The PSA could cost you anywhere from $7,500 to $57,000 to have a lawyer write up the PSA. I have a boiler sheet PSA for you. So that's included, okay? Due diligence. When you're doing the due diligence on a property, what are you looking for? Roofs, HVAC, air conditioning units, windows, doors, handles, video. We video every property that we do, okay? Because that might be a way for me to actually go back and get a discount on the property in the close after I wrote it up and found out, hey, I got to spend another $150,000 on gutters. I bought a property once and they didn't put gutters on them. The guy built it, left the gutters out. They weren't even trying to rip us off. They already funded the gutters and never had them. And when we were going through our due diligence, I'm like, bro, I need $158 at close for the gutters. He's like, oh yeah, we've already paid for that, no problem. If I wouldn't have asked, I wouldn't have got it. I would have ended up spending another $158,000 on gutters. So all that's in here. I'm gonna give you the resource book. If you don't want to buy this course for whatever reason, you can go to my website, grab the resource book, check out on what? Is that not Amazon, but what? What's the check? Shopify.
Yeah.
$2,500. Or I'll give it to you today for free, okay? I'm gonna include a 3-day live workshop that starts in 16 days. I don't know if I'm available. Are you available for $1 billion? If I could show you $1 billion, would you make your shit available? Yes. So quit making excuses that you're not available. You got to be available. Okay? I don't know if I can get away. You got to be there.
This just so, because a lot of people are asking questions about this.
Yeah.
That we do this training in Miami. There's a lot of people there. There's probably, going to be 1,500, 1,800 people there. They're all people that are interested in real estate, looking in real estate. One of the things you'll learn at the summit is that real estate is a team sport. You can't do it by yourself.
So they can see you.
And so what Grant's going to do is he's going to bring all these people together so that you can meet with people who have debt, who have equity, who have deal flow, and you get to spend 3 days with us. Our next one is it's just in a few days from now. And then we'll do another one towards the end of the year. But we do this event.
What's a few days from now?
We do this event multiple times per year, and no matter what, whenever we run it, if you can't make it live, you can attend virtually.
Yeah.
So you can. It's in Miami. If you can make it live, if you can't, you can watch it.
I would prefer you to be here live.
Yep.
But if you're in Singapore, getting here is might not be real. If you're a single mother and you can't leave the kids for 3 days, I get it. Okay, but you could be on Zoom. Either way, you got to make yourself available. Even if you get down here, you got to be in the room and be available, be present, okay? And so if you're going to be on Zoom, be available and be present. Mm-hmm. By the way, if anybody needs to come on Zoom and you want to join us live at a later date, okay? This is for anybody that commits today, okay?
Are you adding something right now?
I'm getting ready to.
I feel like you are.
I'm getting ready to. For anybody that can't make the deal in 16 days.
Okay.
You can come in Zoom, and I'll still give you access to the event when's the next one?
The live seat.
The live seat.
Yeah.
Okay, so just because you use the Zoom, you don't expire your live seat.
So they basically get.
Well,
yeah.
I know, but that's going to be a problem, isn't it? Kind of a problem.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay, so.
Until it's over.
Yeah. Does that create a
Here,
problem
look,
for you?
here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do. For anybody who takes advantage of the offer that's on right now, for the next 34 minutes, you have to transact. We're going to timestamp these. You have to transact in the next 34 minutes. If you can't make it live to the one that we're doing in just a few weeks, we'll give you a virtual pass, and then we'll give you a live ticket to the next one. One more thing that I do want to say also, this is going to be another monkey wrench into the deal. Anybody who needs a 3-pay, what we'll do is if you email chat@grantcardone.com.
What is it?
Some people needed an extra payment.
Chat.
Chat at grantcardone.com. Just email them and let them know that you need a payment plan that's 3 payments and not 2, and they'll work it out for you. All right, so it'll be the same amount as the 2 pay, but just we'll break it up into 3 payments.
Okay,
Chat
so
at grantcardone.com.
this is what you get. Last time I'm going to tell you, you got to take advantage of this in the next 32 minutes, 32 and a half minutes. I give you the $10,000 course. I'm going to give you the resource book, $2,500. I'm going to give you the 3 days, that's $5,000. I'm going to give you the introduction and the advanced, the 3 days live, the resource book, all the contents. I'm also going to give you my proprietary underwriting and the live training today. $997. Jared said you can make 2 or 3 payments. If you need 3 payments, hit Chat.
C-H-A-T.
Chat. C-H-A-T. Super deal, folks. Okay, you spend $17,000, and that doesn't even include the advanced course. And I'm doing it for $997. The underwriting worksheet, I don't even know what it's worth. I have no clue. I know that's the only thing I use to underwrite my deals. So you're saving $18,000. Most importantly, let's go find you a deal that's 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, 100 million, a billion. I got rid of my billionaire in a making shirt.
Checked off that.
I want to help a bunch of other people now. Okay? Take advantage of it today. Click the little red button, grantcardone.com/deal. If you enjoyed today, hit me up. Throw something on Instagram. Okay? We're going to include hats. Do we have hats for everybody? Think we can handle
I don't know
everybody?
if I have. I'll get as many as we can out.
Okay? So the cash flow hat is cool, man, because everywhere I go, people are like, this is the coolest hat. They're like, dude, that hat is so cool, man. Cash flow is everything, man. It is. And cash flow is what takes care of inflation issues, okay? We only have 24 left right now, folks. 24, and then we're cutting it off. So if you're taking advantage of it, take advantage of it. We'll send you the hat. We'll send you the resource book. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope you woke up to something. Number one, I hope something today like shook loose and said, what am I doing, man? The biggest real estate operators in the country, the biggest ones, what's his name out of California? Donald Brent. Donald Brent. He's not educated, wasn't connected to country clubs. Fred Trump, not educated, was never connected. Sam Zell, not educated, wasn't connected. Like you studied the stories of those 3 guys. Fred Trump, you might hate his son, but whatever. Donald Brent, largest real estate owner in the country. Look at what Sam Zell did. $5 billion. Couldn't make it through school. Disconnected. Had problems with people. Real estate is the one vertical on this planet where you can be a bad boy or a bad girl, bad grades, low IQ, and still get rich as F. Okay? I hope that woke you up today. Houses are not what you should be looking at today. You should be looking at places where you can build an asset class that cash flows from you. 3, the deal is more important than the equity and the debt. You don't need the debt and the equity. It will come with the deal. Okay? I'll do the rest with you. All you got to do is click the button below. I'll show you how to buy, how to price it, how to talk to these brokers, how to follow up the deal, manage the deal, exit the deal, and refinance the deal. It's all there for you. I hope you take advantage of it. And when you do, I only ask you to tell people, hey, this guy helped me get in the game, help me stay in the game, and help me get rich in the game. Thanks for joining us today.